This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
This episode is brought to you by Movement and also ExpressVPN.
Love it.
Sometimes we don't have an ad and sometimes then we've got two ads in the same week.
They're unevenly spaced.
I like it.
I like it too.
Red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet, the Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of The Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Nick Mason.
Hello. It's good to be back.
Certainly is.
I took a week off because I was on autopilot last week. Don't remember any of it.
It was fine. I thought it went really well.
Great.
Yeah, I love it when you're in agony.
You're terrific.
Yeah, I think the listeners do too.
Oh, they absolutely love it. But I did go to the doctor the next day and I said, Doc, I got this. The pain, it starts here in my head. It goes down to my neck. It just comes on all of a sudden.
Yep.
Hard to focus, difficult. It makes my life kind of difficult. And he said, solution is simple. Just listen to the Weekly Planet podcast. It's just a fun, irreverent look at pop culture news and reviews.
Did you stop him or did you just let him kind of go?
No, I mean, he was talking sense. And he's like, he's like one of the hosts, James. He's like, yeah, whatever. Right, but
He said that?
But, yeah, and then he said, but co-host Nick Mason,
Yeah.
he's just on fire. Like, he's on it. Like, he's when he gets into one of his little riffs or japes.
So at the start of an episode, he might,
like one of
little
those.
tangent,
Like
whatever.
he said, someone simply cannot feel pain when they're listening to co-host Nick Mason being really funny. And I said, but doctor, I am co-host Nick Mason, and I agree with everything you say.
And then you left?
Yeah. But then he was like, do you want some cocaine lozenges on the way out? And I'm like, yeah, I love this weird Victorian era doctor that I have.
Very good. Well, I'm glad you're back to fighting form, or at the very least, have a crippling cocaine addiction.
That's right.
This week on the show, we are going to talk about Jungle Cruise, and you can jump to that straight away if you want.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't want to, because there's but you might.
You want to.
You might be a big jungle head. And,
that's
and that's fine.
Maybe you're one of the Jungle Brothers.
That's right.
That rap group from
That
the
rap
90s.
group, yeah. I don't remember much of them. What song did they have?
Oh, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Neither could they. That's not important. There's time codes also for all the news we're going through. Batfleck is back. J.K. Simmons is
If
back.
I may,
Yes.
how long do you think it takes for there to be like a fully dedicated fandom to something? Like before somebody sets up a group and they're like, we're the Jungle Heads.
That's a great
We're
question.
yeah.
Depending. It'd have to reach a certain level of popularity. But even then, it doesn't need to be that big, does
And
it?
also, sometimes I feel like the cosplayers will come out and they'll be like, I'm doing a rock with his little suspenders
yeah.
cosplay. I'm already, like before the movie comes out.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
I've done it already.
I've done it already.
know?
You're talking about these little suspenders.
His
and
little
I do want to ask you about his little
Yeah,
clothes.
right. Yeah, sure.
He's got a couple of little outfits, doesn't he?
Yeah,
One's a
everybody's got
spoiler.
little outfits, yeah.
One's a spoiler, which I won't get into. Predator news.
Oh.
Die Hard news.
Oh.
Sweet Tooth news.
Ooh.
Bunch of Netflix stuff.
Oh.
Which we'll go through. Some Star Wars news, your favorite. Mm-hmm. Trailers all day.
Honk.
David Ayer talking about his cut of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Some Doctor Who news, and also
Dr. Hughes.
Hughes, yes, and also big news over at Disney and Scarlet Johansson.
Oh,
HQ.
the biggest news of the week. My goodness.
Yeah, and then we've got some Black Panther news and some Hawkeye news to follow up on. Again, Collins puts the stuff in every week, doesn't he? The stuff,
knows what's
the
good
right
for him.
stuff. Yeah, that's right. Which
No, I think he does. He's on top of everything else. He would certainly know what he's very. He would know what's good for him.
Yeah.
because he's very talented and he knows what he's doing. So he'd definitely know what side his bread's buttered on. You know what I mean?
You're shaking your fist as you do that.
Yep.
Yeah, very good. All right, let's get into it.
That's how I butter my bread with
a-
a shake of the fist.
You butter the backside of your bread, and then you
I hold the
butter your
I hold
bread?
the butter knife
Yeah.
like I'm gonna stab some do a downward stab.
Okay.
and then I put some butter on it, and then I just sort of
Yeah, right. That's
Attack the
interesting.
bread, yeah.
Is that why do you do it like that though?
because of the cocaine lozenges.
Yeah, of course. That makes a lot of sense. Batfleck is back, Mason. And by that I mean he's not really back because the real Ben Affleck is on a boat in Italy with Jennifer Lopez or something.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
But
He's like, why not?
yeah,
The whole world's falling apart. Let's do this again. Why
gives
not?
a shit.
Yeah.
But his stunt double was seen on a Bat motorcycle, filming in wherever they're filming the current Flash movie,
Yeah.
which is mostly just a Batman movie, it seems at this point.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is yeah.
So it's the Batman stunt double. It's a new bat suit, which I quite like.
But it's reminiscent of the Batfleck suit.
Yes, and it even has goggles on it.
Nice. Well, he's on a motorcycle. So.
Yeah, that's right. And he's even out during the daytime. I don't know about all this daytime motorcycling that Batman's
Maybe they'll
been
switch
doing.
it. Maybe it'll be day for night.
I hate that. Doesn't
Maybe
look
they'll
good.
CGI a really bad styrofoamy Gotham City over everything we're seeing.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
I love that.
It seems like they're going, well, the Batman has a motorcycle scene in it, so we're actually going to do a better the Batman motorcycle scene than the Batman is
competing
gonna do.
Batman motorcycle scenes.
Or maybe Warner's has like some really lucrative motorcycle like branding sponsorship deal, and like we're going to pack a motorcycle into every one of these movies. Everybody's on a motorcycle now.
Not going to believe how many motorcycles we have.
Superman, you lost your powers. You got to do a motorcycle. You got to be on a motorcycle now.
Can I just walk? Get on this motorcycle.
Motorcycle's got a cape on it.
It's a Mercedes motorcycle, maybe. We're still working out the deal, Superman. Get on the goddamn bike. But it looks like they're going to CGI the front wheel because it's got some like tracking dots on it.
Okay.
Maybe they'll give it one big bat wheel. You know what I mean? Not made of bats.
It's got a living bat on it, just
screaming and flailing. I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's really over the top and kind of comic booky and blocky and weird and impractical. That's how I love all the bat vehicles.
Yeah, and
just
I mean,
insane.
We've mentioned this many a time, but I feel like it is a shame that the Affleck Batman didn't get a lot to work with because he is the most comic booky looking version.
Doing it forever.
Yeah. And it just looks so good, and it's a shame that you got some bad material to work with.
My favourite bat cycle, though, and I think you'll agree with me, it's a very famous one, is the one from the 60s series that's got a little sidecar for Dick Grayson.
Yeah,
that's
for
the
sure.
best one.
Yeah.
Just a regular motorbike, maybe even a tricycle with a little sidecar on it.
So perhaps you're suggesting maybe they could add that in post to this one.
Yeah.
But it's just got like Joker graffiti on the side. It's a memorial now.
Oh.
You know?
Just a tomb.
It's got a wreath in it.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
I love fun. I also love, Mason, that according to Deadline, J.K. Simmons is in negotiation to return as Commissioner Gordon in HBO's Batgirl series.
Cool.
So we talked about last week, is it going to be like the Jeffrey Writerverse? Because they're also doing a HBO series, I think. But the Batgirl movie is which was cast last week. That means J.K. Simmons is coming back, which means some of this universe still exists or something, whatever they're doing. Whatever they're doing. I don't know what they're doing.
The bits we like, we're doing those.
So what do you think about J.K. Simmons coming back?
Love it.
Do you love that he'll have a wig? Do you love that about him?
Yeah, I love that about it.
I don't like him in wigs unless it's the J. Jonah Jameson wig. I'm like, just get away from that. He looks great bald. We've all accepted it. He's clearly fine with it.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I don't know. I really like the Jim Gordon. What did it look like in the previous movie? I can't even remember. Was he wearing a hat?
Yeah, he was mostly wearing a hat, but I think there was a scene where he wasn't. And that may have been the Whedon cut, but I've got no idea. I don't know anything.
I like a slightly too big 70s haircut.
Okay,
It's
sure.
kind of got a bit of a shag to it.
Bit of a shag
It's
to it.
orange because he, he was...
This guy's not doing any of that, Mason.
He should. I can imagine it, I guess.
Not doing any of that. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. Speaking of something they're not doing.
Go on.
Die Hard 5 has been cancelled.
Forever. It's done.
Yep. Who cares? They haven't been good.
Same, yeah.
Well, I didn't mind 4. We've talked this to death, but I couldn't get through 5. I'll tell you that much. It was bad. It was a bad
Well, I mean,
movie.
I still haven't gone to it, even though it is free on Disney Plus now. So
Is it free or does it cost you time?
it costs you time. That's true. Yeah.
And technically it's not free because you pay for Disney Plus, Mason. Technically, Mason, you pay a monthly subscription fee. And even if you share an account, somebody obviously is paying for that. Even the electricity that you use in your television, it's not. It's not free. It's technically not free, Mason.
I like this guy.
I don't. I get a message from this guy every few days, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But speaking of old properties coming back, Dan Trachtenberg, who you might know
Is
from
he-
Cloverfield 2 Lane,
Oh, that's who that is. Okay,
which
right.
I think is the best Cloverfield movie, the one in the bunker.
I mean, I think the first one hasn't aged well for casting reasons, probably.
Okay, sure. But I, like found footage and whatever. I like the first one. I think it's good.
But I think probably the second one has stood the test of time better in that it's more about there's better acting in it.
Sure.
There's more memorable acting in it, I
Yeah.
think, as opposed to like, oh, look out.
Look out.
Spiders,
look
little spiders.
Look out, there's
or
a
something.
big Cloverfield and then the third Cloverfield monster.
Look out, there's a big Cloverfield monster.
Do you remember in the third one they went through time and everybody got
Yeah, I'd
Cloverfield
forgotten
dimensions?
about that one. Yeah.
Because the second one's set in another dimension, and then the third one attempts to tie them in all together.
Yeah,
and it didn't work. Remember how they dropped that? They were like, It was the Super Bowl ad spot, and they went, new Cloverfield coming. It's on Netflix right now.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And then we were like, yes. Then we watched it. We went, no.
Yeah.
This isn't very good, actually. Anyway.
I can't even remember
It's a spaceship, and the guy had the spaceship core in him.
That's right, but that's the thing, because I can't...
There's a man stuffed with worms.
Was there?
Yeah, man. They had a worm farm, and then they merged
that's
dimensions,
right. Yeah,
and they
yeah.
cut him open, and he was filled with all the worms.
It's interesting that movie is so bizarre and nonsensical, but I've also forgotten all of it.
I think it would have made more sense if I think they cut it into a Cloverfield movie. I think there's probably a better version of that makes more sense.
No, release the not Cloverfield version cut.
Indifferent.
Yeah, same. I'm also indifferent.
But
And at the end, it's like it's the Cloverfield monster.
he's back.
Just like in the movie Cloverfield, they said.
guys seen that
but
one?
It's even bigger. It was bigger.
It's bigger. Look how big this is.
Yeah.
Predator 5, though. He's working on Predator 5, which is technically a Predator prequel.
Where do you put the 5 in that?
The P.
5 Redditor?
five Redditor, yeah.
It focuses on 5 Redditors from the website Reddit, and they're being pursued by the Predator.
Maybe you'd put it...
He just waits for them to all line up, and he shoots them with the plasma gun.
Maybe it would be... The 5 would be where the D is. So Preferator? No, that doesn't work. No. None of this works. Anyway,
well, then it's
I actually
cancelled.
just typed it into my notes to be like, what's this going to look like? I need to visualize things. I'm a visual learner, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Anyway, here we go. This is what it's about. It goes back...
I'm a learner of just saying the thing over and over again until maybe there's a joke in it.
Yeah.
Predator 5?
Perfect.
Yeah.
It goes back to what made...
Wait, no, it can't be that, because then that's just Predator 5.
Yes, it is. I mean, it makes the most
Predator
sense.
5.
Predator 5. It goes back to what made the original Predator movie work.
Okay.
It's the ingenuity of a human being who won't give up, who's able to observe and interpret, basically being able to beat a stronger, more powerful, well-armed force. It's actually more akin to The Revenant than it does any film in the Predator canon. You'll know what I mean once you've seen it. I think it's the pirate gun explanation from Predator 2. Remember at the end where he's like, you killed a predator, fucking have this pirate gun.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of these, but you can have this one.
So what you're suggesting is this ends with the guy being killed and they take his gun. They take his
No,
pirate
well,
gun.
it's a woman, but I think, not necessarily, but I think maybe they trade weapons.
Yeah,
maybe
okay,
they
that
kill
could
a
work.
different person, but it's the first Predator. So I think, and if it's the Revenant, it's set kind of, it could be a pirate-ish kind of era.
Someone's
you know what
going
I
to
mean?
fight a bear.
Someone's going to fight a bear. I still haven't seen The Revenant. You see The Revenant?
Yes.
And?
Fights a bear.
Does he
No,
fight
he
a bear?
doesn't. No, he's mauled by a bear.
He's mauled by a bear.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Let's do some Netflix news, Mason. Got a
Okay.
few things to go through here.
A few things to get off your chest about Netflix.
Not really.
Yeah, I mean, because you get it for free, so.
Mason.
Why complain about something you get it for free? You know, it's all just free stuff.
Mason.
Yes.
So
This
sweet.
is my new my new character guy who never learns any lessons.
Sweet Tooth is renewed for season
Okay.
2. I thought it was, and great, really good, really liked it. You know what's not coming back, which was apparently going to be a franchise. 6 Underground,
Oh, the Michael Bay. I was just thinking about that the other day
and
for about 10 seconds.
I attempted it,
Yeah.
and then I went, I don't need this. This is actually costing me time
Yeah.
and electricity, you know, etc. And so,
Yeah. I don't. I just remember there's a bit in a car. Everybody's screaming. And I thought, I don't need that in my life. Even if it is free, which it is.
Mason.
Yes, James.
I hated it. Like the 5 minutes that I saw, just the parkour guy and just hated it. Just hated everything about it. It was awful. Also,
What would you rather watch? You have to watch a sequel.
Yep.
6 Underground sequel.
Yep.
7 Underground.
Do I have to see the first one?
You have to watch the original again in its entirety.
Not again, because I haven't seen it.
Okay, we got to watch it for the first time.
Yep.
And take notes. And leave a letterboxed review.
Yeah, all right.
Or Thunder Force, the Melissa McCarthy superhero
Look,
movie.
if I had to hazard a guess without looking it up, I'd imagine Thunder Force is a lot shorter.
Okay.
So, and I also managed to get through more Thunder Force.
That is true, yeah.
I don't think that speaks to the quality of either of those films.
Oh.
But Thunder Force.
What can you do? Because it's free service.
Mason.
Yes. Yes, James.
Mason. In more Netflix news,
yeah.
they apparently are going to require vaccines for cast and crew for US productions.
Okay, cool.
I mean, what is this, George Orwell's 1984? But also good. That's a good thing.
Sounds pretty good.
It's firing up the Delta variant, so you know, I'm getting vaccine next week. I got it booked in.
Nice.
So I'm excited to head down and get my bloody 5G bloody.
The great thing is it's free. It's a free service.
Yes, it is.
There we go. I knew I'd get one right eventually.
But Mason,
Yes.
technically I got to drive my car there, and petrol is not a free.
Ever
commodity.
heard of taxes? I know it's catching. I'm the guy as well now.
I thought you were you were correcting me with petrol that I could write off my petrol with taxes.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm excited to get that, and then I got to get another one and whatever. You know, have you had both yet?
I've had one.
Oh, that's exciting.
Next week is the second one.
Excellent.
And apparently they're looking at, hey, maybe you can get a third one. I saw some news. It's like you get a third one, you feel great.
All right then. Film chief over at Netflix as well, Scott Stuber, he acknowledged also that
Any relation?
to Stuber the movie.
The movie Stuber.
Yeah, it is.
They're
He's
first cousins.
Yep, that's right. Which is really exciting. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
it'd be
mate.
great for family reunions, you know?
You seen that movie?
No.
It's all right.
Yeah, I know. I've heard it's all right.
That's all you need. That's all you need in your life.
Yeah, it's a thing that's all right.
It's pretty, it's got some moments. He acknowledged in an interview that their movies are not very good. He said you have to be more.
Squeeze,
yeah,
mate.
he said you have to be more consistent at making these movies more culturally relevant and putting them in the zeitgeist. Among other quotes and whatever.
Well, I mean, he said, obviously it's a free service, so you can't expect too much. But
Mason,
yes, James.
Mason. But I think that's an interesting thing to say
Isn't it though?
because they'd have to know. And I'd imagine their numbers are reflecting that their movies are generally not very good and they need to make better movies.
Well, they don't have to make better movies. Maybe because people, maybe they've done their research and they're like, okay, well, if we make a middling movie,
Yeah.
we get X thousand number of new subscribers, and if we make an incredible movie, we still get X thousand number of subscribers. So why bother?
But I think because they've got Spielberg now, right? Or
That's
his
right.
production company. And I think when you get somebody like that, or you get someone for like The Irishman for Scorsese, that actually drives people to the platform.
Yeah.
But if you release Thunder Force, nobody's like, I'm signing up for Thunder Force.
That's true, yeah.
So I think it does pay for itself.
yeah,
Technically, maybe. He also said they're going to go after Christopher Nolan.
they're going to go right after him.
Going to kill him.
Oh my God,
That's what he said.
this is a candid interview.
He hated the movie Tenet. He said it was supposed to revolutionize cinema and bring people back, but it didn't. And now the Delta variant is here, and he's like, I'm going to kill him.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out, I'm going to kill him.
He says that he's going to bring people back to cinema, but I don't work in cinema. I work in Netflix. That's the opposite of cinema, so I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill this guy. And you can quote me on that. Hey, can we cut this out of the interview? No? It's too late, is it? Huh.
You're reading this in print.
This is on a live stream on Netflix.
So he said, he's an incredible filmmaker. I'm going to do everything I can. This is
kill him.
Yes. Which I think is, it's a good strategy also because he's thinking of leaving Warner Brothers because of what they did with the HBO stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, this is bullshit. And I don't think I'll work with them again.
Yeah.
So
And Netflix is like, hey, Chris, we will definitely give you a cinema release for your next movie.
yeah.
We've hired out a cinema.
Yep.
Hired one out. One screen. The magic of cinema.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you in there.
Yeah.
Then we're going to burn it down in Glorious Bastard style. We're going to get Eli Roth to run in with a machine gun. He's going to shoot you, and the whole thing's going to burn down.
It's an homage.
are
Are
you
you
in?
in? Because it's an homage.
So, look, the thing is, you'd have to give this if I was Christopher Nolan or I was courting Christopher Nolan, let's say, maybe.
Right, which is it? Which one are you in this?
I'm courting Christopher
in
Nolan.
this absurd play you've invented. You're both people, are you?
I can play. I've got range. I could do dual roles.
Yes, you could. It's true.
So I would give him like.
You could do a TikTok video where you come in from different sides of the
we're
screen.
going from different sides.
Hello, it's
Hello.
me.
That's right. He's wearing a tie. Maybe I'm wearing a similar suit. This is,
No,
it's a homage.
you're wearing a T-shirt that says Netflix on it. You're wearing a black T-shirt that's
yeah.
got Netflix on it.
Yep.
It's been like iron-on printed onto
Yep.
your T-shirt.
Excellent. It's crooked. It's askew. Or
Yeah.
maybe that's just my chest. I don't know.
That's right.
Anyway, I'd give him like the budget that he wanted, 200 whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then I'd also guarantee that cinematic window, which is unusual for Netflix, but you'd have to. You couldn't get him by being like, you're going to make a big streaming movie. You couldn't get him in with that. And then I'd say,
We tricked you.
yep.
We're going to burn the cinema down. Like we said earlier.
And you signed it, so you have to go.
That's right.
And then
And what a way to go. Isn't that the way you'd want to go, Christopher Nolan?
cinema.
Yeah. We're going to drop the Hollywood sign on you.
One letter at a time.
That's right.
So
You're going to start at the H and you're going to run. We're going to drop the letters in order. We're going to see if we can catch you. I reckon they'd get him by Hollywood.
I think so. I mean, in those shoes that he wears, those formal dress shoes, you get him easy, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I think to get people to sign up for Netflix, you'd have a shorter release window and you'd be like, can you make like a 30-minute primer or something that's exclusive to Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
And that way you get people over for that. It's kind of essential viewing if, you're going to the movie.
Yeah.
And you could be like, we're playing with different like genres and trying out new technology and you can do whatever version of this you like. I think that's what I'd come at him with.
And you know what I would...
And a knife.
You know what? Yeah. You know what I would sell it as to consumers? I'd be like, Christopher Nolan.
Yes.
And you can turn the subtitles on whenever you want. That's the bonus here.
Do you think he'd like that?
Yeah, he'd
I
love
don't
it.
think he would like it.
I'd be like, my soundscapes are very complicated. Shut up, Christopher Nolan.
I think you mean loud.
They are loud.
All right.
You know, I just thought I thought that I just
Took my jumper
you know
off.
what I'd love to
It's
see?
a million degrees in here, Mason.
Christopher Nolan, but they make him do all the dumb like snack wars and
Oh my God.
hot ones and all the...
I could see him doing hot ones though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, this is very hot. That's what he'd say.
This one's not as hot, I feel. Maybe I'm just desensitized at this point. Anyway, I hate this.
Oh no, the bomb.
I'm actually not a fan of this show at all. I've never heard of it or you. I don't have a phone. I write everything down on a notepad.
Ooh, I have to try these hostess ding-dongs for snack wars.
Never seen an episode. I'm sure it's amazing and incredible. Bob Odenkirk collapsed on the set of Better Call Saul.
Yeah, and the internet rallied and was like, don't...
Not this one. Kill someone else.
Yeah, that's right. Be all right, Bob Odenkirk. And he is apparently. So that's
he
good.
did. He did suffer a minor heart attack.
Yeah.
His family have sent out messages, as has he at this point, which is terrific.
Yeah.
Good.
That's great, yeah.
He's alive. He was got really fit.
I was just thinking maybe that's what saved him.
Yeah, well, that's
Like
true.
maybe if he just skipped doing nobody, then he'd be all not
the
feeling
ground.
great and having a heart attack and keeling over. So this is
That's
good.
it.
This is great stuff.
Yeah, so
Good for you, Bob Odenkirk.
I mean, I think is it the final season? I think it might be as well.
Yes, I think it is.
Yeah. Have you been keeping up?
No, I'm way behind. I'm
It's a
years
great
behind.
show, man. It's real good. I mean, you probably know that. So yeah, good on you, Bob Odenkirk.
Have you seen? I think it went up on Twitter. There's a I think you should leave sketch with Bob Odenkirk. They got Bob Odenkirk for this one sketch where the main guy he's with his daughter at a diner and the daughter's like, "Can we go to the ice cream store?" And he's like, "Oh, it's kind of cold today, so I think all the ice cream's frozen, so they can't sell it. They got to close the ice cream store." And Bob Odenkirk's he's at the next table and he leans in and he's like, "Yeah, that's actually true." And so the dad gives him that little wink of like,
Yeah.
And then Bob Odenkirk just starts making up like elaborate lies this guy has to keep agreeing with. And it turns out this guy like owns every classic car and like he's got a beautiful wife. But actually he owns doubles of every classic car. And it's just he's just very good in the sketch.
He's got a
he's the
comedy
master.
background,
Yeah.
doesn't he?
Yeah.
Funny stuff.
And alive.
And
Double
alive.
threat.
Double threat. Funny and alive.
Funny and alive.
Star Wars News, Mason.
Go on. We haven't had much recently, I don't think.
No.
Unless there was a big block of it last week and I don't remember it at all.
It's entirely possible. I don't remember either. Mina Masoud, who played Aladdin,
Oh, yes.
in Aladdin, who I quite liked, is going to be. It's official, it seems, because what's her name? Who plays Ahsoka?
Oh, he's going to be Ahsoka.
No, Mason.
Rosario Dawson.
Rosario Dawson. He says he's going to be Ezra Bridger
Oh.
from Rebels,
The little one.
the little one. He grew up.
Did he? Okay.
And then Lars Mikkelsen, who voices Grand Admiral Thrawn in that series, is going to be Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Oh.
You might know Lars Mikkelsen as brother of.
Go on.
No, that's it.
Huh.
You figure it out. Not holding your hand through this.
Okay.
You need to
All
bring
right.
some of your own information.
Okay. I'm just going to do a little CSI just in my mind.
Okay.
He's
He's on two laptops.
I'm spinning my test tubes. I'm doing a laser.
Yeah, yeah.
Putting
you'd
a
have
laser
to.
on a grid of lasers.
Yep.
Bob Odenkirk?
Correct.
That's what I thought. He's Bob Odenkirk's brother.
Anyway, he was also a villain in Sherlock, I want to say.
Was he?
Yeah, he was someone.
I bet I'd know him if I saw him.
He was one of those guys who's like mean Sherlock. It's like Sherlock, you've met your match, it's mean Sherlock.
No.
Remember?
No.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's time for
Sherlock's already mean Sherlock.
No, mean Sherlock Mason. Anyway, it's time for trailers.
Even more meaner Sherlock. Oh.
Mean Sherlock. And he shoots him in the head at the end, remember? It's
No.
like, bam, bam, got ya.
No.
He stores secrets. He's like, I know all your secrets. And they're like, we'll get into his server. But his server was his mind palace. He had a mind palace.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
That doesn't matter because nobody thinks about that show anymore. Trailers, what up, Mason? New segment.
Nice.
I've modernized it.
Yeah, I like how you've... Yeah, this is very good, actually, yeah.
Trailers, what up?
Yeah.
We got a
Trailers
few-
on fleek?
Sure.
Yeah.
So got a few-
Trailers not churgy.
What's that? I don't know what that
It's
is.
like slightly off trend. Churgy?
I don't want that.
Chuggy.
We're never that.
No.
We got House of Gucci, which looks very interesting. Everyone in the Gucci family.
Oh, trailer's so Gucci.
Very
That's
good.
the new segment.
I love it.
Yeah.
Is everyone in that family awful?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe trying to murder each other?
Seems that way.
Yeah.
King Richard, which was the Serena Williams and
How do you feel about Jared Leto as what's-his-face Gucci? The guy?
I love my old man makeup. It's my favourite thing.
They could have got a real old man.
No, why
a lot
would
of
you
people
get-
this week were like, get Paul Giamatti.
Good
Perfect.
point.
Right?
He's doing Jungle Cruise. He couldn't do it.
It's true.
It's a great point.
I also love the backhanded tweets that are like, this is a erasure of old, ugly, bald men. Get Paul Giamatti in. Paul Giamatti's scrolling.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, what?
You could have got the ugliest man in Hollywood, Paul Giamatti.
That's right.
He's been ugly for years.
Right?
I think he looks like a normal man.
I also think
I mean,
that.
it's just maybe he's not traditionally Hollywood beauty standards. Maybe he's not John Hamm. Fucking so what?
You're right.
If you listen to this, you're not fucking John Hamm either. Get off his back.
John Hamm's tuning in. He's like, oh, yeah, in a way.
You know what you used to be, Ham?
Oh, in a way.
Mad men, more like bad men. Fucking got ya. Stop listening, John Hamm.
Get out of here. He's so great. He is pretty great.
I like
isn't
him.
he? Yeah.
Also very funny. So King Richard, the Venus and Serena Williams' father, and then
Oh, that's right.
biopic.
Yeah.
There was short trailers for What If and Shang-Chi.
Yes.
Which I just kind of quickly went, yep, I got that. I don't need to know any of
We
that
get it.
anymore.
Yeah.
And Dexter New Blood, where he's
Yeah.
like, what's he up to? He's a
He doesn't want to see that blood. But it's out there, and he's like, got to murder again.
New Blood, please. But of course, the big trailer that both of us want to talk about for slightly longer than the other trailers is Ghostbusters.
Afterlife.
Whatever it's the new one's called. How did you feel?
Ghostbusters, no jokes, please. No jokes in this movie, thank
no
you.
jokes busters.
Yeah,
Wait, would
nice.
that mean there would be jokes because they're busting no jokes? No jokes busters? Because they go into a party and they're like, there's no jokes here. You're all under arrest.
Maybe they just go to a party supply shop and just level it.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
Anyway, you're a primo Ghostbusters fan. It's one of
Yeah,
your
I guess
favorite
so.
movies. You love everything about it. You love the sequel. You love the video game sequel. You love the rebooted whatever that was. I think
Yep.
you loved that one, didn't
I
you?
love the real Ghostbusters.
You loved the other Ghostbusters.
the other Ghostbusters with the haunted car. Love
Yeah.
that. And the gorilla, maybe.
Did you play Ghostbusters 3 video game?
Yes,
you
I got it
did.
on the Switch, yeah.
Did you finish it?
No.
Wow. There we go.
It's good, though.
I've heard it's great.
Yeah, it's great.
What do you think of this trailer? Did it take you back to Ghostbusters?
Well, it certainly did its best to take us back to Ghostbusters because it did have. It was like you remember the Hell Dogs? Remember those? They're back, baby.
Remember different monsters? Remember Slimer?
yeah.
Remember the ghost Titanic people? I don't know. Were they in it?
no.
I don't remember. Remember when the Titanic arrived or something?
Maybe that was in 2.
Shut up, Mason. Listen.
Okay. Anyway, the Hell Dogs are in this. Little Stay Puft Marshmallow Men are in this.
Yep.
What else is in this? Again, no jokes. There are no jokes in this.
There will be jokes, right?
You'd hope so.
And at the end, Dan Aykroyd's like,
Well, yeah,
fucking original Ghostbusters here.
They were like, okay, interest is beginning to wane on this movie that has been on the release schedule for 100 years.
Yes.
So let's give us a little more of a tease. So we got Annie Potts as
Yep.
as the secretary.
Looks great, by the way.
Janine.
Yeah.
And we got a tiny little tease of
Was she married to Egon?
no.
Or married to Rick Moranis? Did they start dating or start kissing in one of those
I think
movies?
they did, yeah.
If you're going to kiss someone, you've got to commit to that. So presumably they got married. I hope they got back Rick Moranis. I know he's sort of working again
Yeah.
because his wife passed away and then he quit everything.
that's
but I
right.
think he's been like popping up in
Yeah.
some stuff. Yeah.
But I mean, first of all, the most interesting thing for me was that the trailer, like the reveal at the end that we got Dan Aykroyd as, and that's probably people already knew that.
Yeah.
But we got Dan Aykroyd as Ray Stantz. Is that on the version on YouTube, it immediately started adding those like, hey, if you like this video, you'll be interested in this video. So like, as soon as he's like, hey, we're close, whatever, just all these bonus things started. Like there was not even a fraction of a second for me to sit with his revelation. And they're just like, you want other trailers? Here's a screen full of other trailers. Click the trailers, you idiots. I'm like, all right, steady on.
Did you click them all?
Yeah, clicked them all.
There you go. Yeah,
because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, it's free service though.
That's true.
Technically, Mason, you pay through it either through YouTube Red or the ads that you watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, just saying.
Or somebody you do a podcast with, like, left their wallet on the table one time and you took their credit card out and you put.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, I hope you've told that person what's been going on. Like you admitted fault. Maybe you repaid them some of the money. Not some of it, all of it with interest.
So some of the money, you're saying?
No.
You reckon a person would be okay with some of the money
I
being
don't think
returned?
so.
Oh, okay.
I think they'd probably feel that was a pretty dishonest apology if I'm honest.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Anyway, what I'm saying is I'd like all my money back, please. My pockets were full and I put my wallet on the table.
Yeah, well, what do you do?
Yeah, right.
If it's on the table, it's literally on the table.
That
for
is very
everyone.
true. Yeah.
Were you excited for Ghostbusters 5?
I kind of wasn't before, and maybe we've discussed even that
I think it's a good trailer.
that most people are coming back for it, but I did not know that. It had completely blanked that Dan Aykroyd is clearly back for this.
Yep. Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd. And probably others. Ernie Hudson
They're all
probably
back.
in this. They're all back.
Everyone who's alive is back.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so that's cool.
So that is cool.
I can't wait for people to go, better than 2016, fucking shut up, everyone. Who cares?
Anyway, it's very earnest, but it does look pretty good.
I think there'll be more jokes in it
Yeah, I think so too.
than whatever.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd's in it. It's like, I'm not used to ghosts. I'm not used to Paul Rudd.
Right?
I mean, he was alive in the 80s.
I'm back to Paul Rudd. What am I even doing in this small town?
He would have been like 16 in the 80s. Like, I think he would have seen all of this. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's interesting that the kids in this are like, what the heck is going on? This happened in the 80s?
Yeah.
My goodness.
My goodness, indeed.
But again, I think they're sort of leaning heavily on the idea of like, well, a lot of this happened, but a lot of people think it's a hoax, or they were scam artists or what have you.
Why are they trapping the ghosts? Are ghosts bad news?
Yeah.
But like, why? What's the law? Is there any? I feel like now they'd have to explain it and be like, well, they, torture, and you've tortured them forever.
Well, it's interesting because they're supposed to be like they start out as like paranormal, like they're researching paranormal stuff, but then they do just jam them all into like
a box,
into the big box.
Yeah.
So
which they seem to do again in this one. They have done it because they release a bunch, I think.
But maybe Egon, like maybe in between the previous movies, Egon would take one out every once in a while and study it or something.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they're just mushing around in there.
Yeah.
But I think again it kind of evolved into they're just pest exterminator guys.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Whatever.
Also, Ray's got a tattoo.
What's the tattoo say?
You can't see it.
Crystal Skull vodka.
I mean, I probably says that. I couldn't tell because of all the pop-ups that happened. But if I had to guess, I think it's illegible. Like, I turned the quality up all the way. But if I had to guess, there's a scene from the first movie.
Where a ghost sucks his dick?
Yeah.
So what do you think this is?
Yeah, that's right. Well, what would the tattoo say?
I don't know. I think it'd be a picture, or it'd say a ghost sucked my dick. FYI.
Yeah, FYI, yeah. FYI.
I mean, they're not all evil, are they?
No, it says FYI. It's got attention ghosts. FYI, if I'm asleep, I'm up for it. Just go right ahead.
But sorry, what do you
There's
think
a
it really
scene in the
is?
first one where Ray and Winston are in the car. They're having a smoke, and they're talking about all the stuff from
Love that.
Revelation.
Yeah.
And how, like, they open the seventh seal and the sky turned black and the moon turned red as blood or whatever it is. I reckon it's probably that.
Yeah,
something
okay.
like that.
Cool, love it.
And that's his occult bookstore from Ghostbusters 2.
Oh,
It's the same. He's got a red phone. He picks up the red phone.
Does he really?
Yeah.
I don't remember anything about Ghostbusters. We'll cover him for Caravan of Garbage. Speaking of, this week is Suicide Squad.
Yes.
And we're taking a little bit of a break.
That's apparently out already. Oh, you mean Caravan of Garbage?
Yes.
Yeah, but the Suicide Squad is out in some regions
Is
already.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's not here.
That's
and
true.
in the US, I think it's not
Here's
either.
a fun fact for you, James. I learned
Ready.
this week. The upcoming Spider-Man No Way Home is coming out in Australia 9 days after everywhere else.
That's not fun.
I know.
What do you mean?
I'm going to throw my phone in the ocean.
What are you
buy
saying?
another one 9
What
days
are you
later.
saying to me? Is that true?
Apparently.
Are you saying this? They're doing a Boxing Day release, aren't they?
Maybe.
Is that what's happening here?
I think it might be,
I'm
yeah.
going to fucking lose my mind, Mason. Are you fucking serious?
That's what I read on the
I fucking
internet.
hate when they do that. I thought they stopped doing this.
They used to do it when we were kids, and then they went to like Australia became day before.
Fuck.
We had the power in our hands, James.
Sometimes Sony sometimes releases them a week before here.
It's going to be after.
Fuck. That's awful news.
It's awful news.
I can't keep away from that.
All right.
It's going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
Shit. Maybe they'll have an early screening and we can get in then.
Yeah, okay. We can only hope.
Who can I murder? Sorry, that's unrelated. Just thinking about another thing.
He's just writing it on the chalkboard.
That's
Got to
terrible.
get Kale. Got to find someone to murder.
It's terrible news. Anyway, Caravan and Garbage has taken a 2-week break after Suicide Squad.
Ah, right.
Just been a lot going on. You know what I mean?
that's
Been
right.
doing a lot of edits. We're just gonna take a step back for a little bit. Probably put up some other stuff and
Some
whatever.
silly videos.
It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, David Ayer came out this week about his Suicide Squad cut, where somebody's like, "David Ayer's Suicide Squad sucks.
More like Suicide sucks.
Suicide sucks."
I mean, it does, but I was trying to make an insult towards his movie.
But if I had to make a specific point, yeah, it's about the movie alone. That's the main crux of what I was saying.
That's right.
That's the thing I'm most passionate about, not the suicide thing.
David Ayer, I'm like, David Ayer, you suck, brother. I'm just trying some stuff out. I know you're in the room with me.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
I'm the head of Warner Brothers.
So, anyway, he does a whole thing about how he started and, you know, the life that he had and addiction and all these things, and now he
Yeah.
made it in Hollywood, blah, blah, blah. But then he gets to the bit about Suicide Squad where it says, "I put my life into Suicide Squad. I made something amazing.
Yeah.
My cut is intricate and emotional journey with some bad people who are shit on and discarded, a theme that resonates in my soul. The studio cut is not my movie. Read that again. And my cut is not the 10-week director's cut. It's a fully mature edit by Lee Smith, standing on the incredible work by John Gilroy. It's all Steve Price's brilliant score with not a single radio song in the whole thing. It has traditional character arcs, amazing performances, a solid third-act resolution. A handful of people have seen it. I never told my side of the story and never will. I'm old school like that. So I keep my mouth shut and took the tsunami of some sometimes shockingly personal criticisms." I mean, he didn't entirely shut your mouth. You're allowed to say this, don't get me wrong, but this isn't being like, I just took my licks and I never said anything.
Yeah, right.
You've been hinting at it.
I am a stone statue. I shan't say anything at all except for this very, very long block of text.
But don't get me wrong. Yeah, you'd be very pissed off.
Yeah.
And now people are coming back at you being like, your movie sucks.
Yeah.
And he's like, I didn't really even make a movie, technically.
I don't know why we released it. It's still me, the head of Warner Brothers. Your movie sucks.
Do you think we're going to get the cut, though? I think we will eventually.
Yeah.
But they'll have to at least be clear of this new one.
I reckon if David Ayer wants to get released, just get a photo of yourself with Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Just been like, a couple of bros.
And say, I'll kill him if they don't let me release it.
Yeah, I'll kill your
What a
hero.
killing talk this week, isn't there? I read a bunch. Look, full disclosure, I went through a Facebook page of someone we don't like before the show. And I read all
Just
their
Meme
posts
Central.
and memes, and it put me in a really bad
You're
headspace.
full of rage now.
How long was I reading that for, do you reckon?
Maybe an hour?
Was it?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, that's bad.
Your eyes glossed over, and then they started, when you see somebody in a cartoon, their eyes turn into like a slot machine. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Your eyes started doing that.
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Jodie Whittaker and showrunner Chris Chibnall are leaving Doctor Who.
Oh.
After season 13, there's going to be 3 specials in 2022, which is, I think, similar to what they did with Tenet. Tenet.
You can do this. Pick one.
Tenet.
No,
Tenet.
you picked the wrong one.
Tenet.
No, it's too late, though.
David Tennant.
Yes.
So the showrunner's leaving along with her. I watched the first one.
Yep.
I skipped all of the Capaldi, and then I watched one of hers, and I'm just not really on the Doctor Who train at the moment. But
Toot.
I'm always interested to see what they're going to do next. Do you know what I mean? And to dip in and then dip out again.
Yeah.
Whatever they're doing. There you go. Excited or not excited?
Yeah, no, you're right. The same. I think I'm excited to see what they're going to do, and I'm excited to see the possibilities that will not eventuate.
I agree.
Like with most seasons of Doctor Who.
I agree.
And don't they all get about 3 seasons now?
Yeah, it's
This
pretty
seems to
standard
be
stuff.
She
She started 2017, so yeah. There was some stuff that happened in the middle. Pandemic, Mason.
Oh, there we go.
Do you want to hear some?
Hope they get somebody else from
Broadchurch?
Broadchurch, yeah.
But who? Olivia Colman?
Oh, as the new Doctor, I'd say that.
Why not?
Yeah.
She wouldn't do it.
One of those like colourful shacks at the beach.
Oh, yeah.
Like
the kid was murdered in.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, Mason. I think that would be a bit controversial.
No,
Put a scarf on it.
That's what I'm saying, right? And he emerges out of the TARDIS.
How?
Very awkwardly. Takes up most of the episode.
Just creak it out.
Yeah.
Chip and paint off.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
Doctor Who can be
The
anybody.
Cybermen are quaking in fear of this little shack on the beach.
that had a boy murdered in it or whatever.
Yep, that's right.
Really good stuff. Wall Street
Okay,
Journal.
last call. It's a Mr.
Okay.
Whippy van. It's a Mr. Whippy van at the beach.
Can't get out either, can it?
No?
No driver?
No driver.
I reckon it's got a regular driver.
Oh,
But
okay.
the van is Doctor Who.
Yep.
But it has a guy.
And he's the companion.
Yeah, but
yeah.
the Doctor Who van will not let him out.
Sure. Okay.
He's stuck.
Survives
in
on
that.
ice cream.
Just eating ice cream. Just been like, please, I've eaten all the rum and raisin. No, he'd be down to rum and raisin, really, wouldn't he? If anything, I'm down to rum and raisin. Sorry, you're drinking your drink.
James, who knows how these freaks in the ice cream truck industry work? Maybe he's loving the rum and raisin. Maybe it's the first thing that goes.
I think
Maybe something happens to your brain in the cold, James.
I was going to
and
say,
you're like,
but do you think, like, if you worked in ice cream, let's not get into King of Ice Cream. Let's not go down that
okay.
road again. But you must, like, you'd have to have an interesting flavor if somebody came at you, right? What's your favorite flavor? Or you could be like, I love a classic vanilla. Would you do that? Or would you be like, actually, my favorite's this, the skewer or whatever?
I think if you said classic vanilla, you'd have to be like, it's the Madagascar vanilla bean. It's the very specific kind of.
Be like, I wish I didn't ask. I'd
right.
say to that person.
Whoa.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
Jesus, I thought you'd be interesting, but you're not. You're just like everybody else. Boring.
Just a man trapped in a van.
Wall Street Journal, Mason. This is a bit of a big story. It's got
Oh,
a few
yes.
things to work through here.
Are
so-
we going to solve this?
No.
No, we'll give it a go.
No, it's gone to legal things.
Is this the Scarlett Johansson thing? Yeah, no, we'll solve it.
Okay,
We'll solve it
solve
today. Yeah.
Okay.
Our decision is binding.
Yes. So her and her people are suing Disney over a alleged breach in contract.
Okay.
It says that Disney intentionally induced Marvel's breach of the agreement without jurisdiction in order to prevent Miss Johansson from realizing the full benefit of her bargain with Marvel. She alleges that her agreement with Disney's Marvel Entertainment guaranteed an exclusive theatrical release, and her salary was based in large part on how the film performed at the box office. So it did have a massive drop-off. I don't think it would have been like the biggest movie from Marvel's franchise.
Did it get a cinema release at all?
It did.
Okay.
We saw it at the cinema.
Yeah, but we saw it.
Oh, we saw it
media
preview
screening.
thing. Yeah.
Oh, ours was the cinema window was us seeing it.
Yes.
At a cinema in Melbourne.
That's right.
And they took the cost of like the choc tops and the drinks out of her salary. She gets an annotated list. They're like, James and Meso had a cocktail, so in between them. So
I didn't have a cocktail, so
Yeah.
if they're charging her for a cocktail, I didn't actually.
okay, that's
take
on me.
one at the
Sorry,
end.
Scarlet. Sorry.
Yeah, you said it was good though, didn't you?
pretty all right.
Yeah. So yeah, it had a huge drop off. I think if it had to come out in regular times, or even if it had like the Fast and Furious release of like a month, because now
Yep.
Fast and Furious, the new one, is on streaming, would have done much better. In regular times, I'd probably say it would have done like probably Ant-Man money at least.
Yeah.
At the very
so
least.
the issue seems to be
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson's lawyers are saying that it should have had a longer screening period in the cinemas.
Yeah, and no day and date Disney Plus release
Yeah,
date.
right. But Disney is saying
Yeah.
that when those agreements... Is Disney saying that when those agreements were
they
signed...
have an official statement.
we didn't know that COVID was going to happen, so this is kind of an act of God situation?
Well, imagine saying that, but like you're being a real dick about it. 'Cause
Oh, yeah,
that's what they've
cool.
done.
I can imagine that.
Yeah. So the other thing is, it had a huge drop off second week. I mean, maybe it was because people didn't like it, but more likely is because it was pirated. Like, it is the
Yeah.
most pirated film.
But also, if you pay for it once, can't you
You've
just
got
watch it forever?
Yeah. So, like, I've watched it. My wife's watched it. You know what I mean? So other people in my family have watched it because we share, like, a Disney Plus account. So,
So in a way, it's free.
it's free. I literally paid money for that one, Mason.
Oh, my God.
Anyway,
What a rube. You could have pirated it.
I know.
And you saw it at the cinema.
That one was free. Disney
James.
Disney responded. I mean, the petrol.
No, but you got a lift.
I got a
Dave.
lift.
You
Yeah,
got a lift
that's
from Dave
true.
Lee, so you
That's a
don't
good
even-
point. So,
But
what?
then you owe Dave Lee.
That's
So
yeah.
in a way, it has cost
He'll
you
al-
something, hasn't
He'll
it?
always have
He'll
had
have
that
that
over
all
me.
over you. Yeah.
My entire life. Disney said there's no merit whatsoever to this filing. The lawsuit is especially sad and distressing in its callous disregard for the horrific and prolonged global effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. That is fucking rich.
Yeah,
like
isn't it
that
though?
is
Yeah.
just
So
their parks are open and they're talking about callous disregard.
So what they're saying is, the gist of what they're saying is, they're not saying it in exactly as many words, but the subtext of this is, well, Scarlett Johansson's already getting a lot of money.
Yeah.
And she should be lucky to get that amount of money.
It's funny you should say that because it says the release of Black Widow on Disney Plus with Premier Access has significantly enhanced her ability to earn additional compensation on top of the 20 million she has received to date.
So this is great exposure for you, Scarlett Johansson.
They threw out her like exact salary. So I guess they'd be like, you already earned $20 million and people will see that you earn $20 million and you're being selfish. But no, you owe her this money.
Here's the question that I had over this, and again, because people are taking sides on this,
Yeah.
and a surprising number of people are being like, well, actually, you've already been paid enough, so etc. And some people are like, well, it was agreed that she would get paid this amount of money, and then the streaming would happen, and the cinema release would happen, and then what I think is interesting is I wonder if this has happened before to other actors, like even other Marvel actors. But the circumstances of those and the public perception of those people would mean that they wouldn't make it public. Like if Disney decided they were going to underpay Chris Evans, if they did that in the past, Chris Evans' agent would probably call up Disney and be like, hey, this guy who is beloved by the public and he's literally Captain America and he visits sick kids in hospital.
And he'll beat you up.
And he could physically beat you up. Are you trying to cheat him out of his money because we'll go public with this? And people will be like, Disney tries to...
beloved Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, beloved, America's golden boy kind of thing. And and Disney would probably fold.
Yeah.
But is this a case of, well, she probably isn't going to do that many more Marvel movies.
Yeah.
And the public perception of Scarlett Johansson is maybe people don't like her.
As much, at least, yeah.
So let's just throw this out there and see if it'll go our way kind of thing.
I think you're absolutely right. I think they've probably weighed up the numbers on this and thought that this would be the best course of action.
Well, that's the thing. I reckon every time they probably weigh up the numbers.
Yeah.
They probably be like, Mark Ruffalo wants an extra $1 million. Should we air some dirty laundry or not? Kind of
Can
thing.
he beat us up? Well, I don't know. He's fit, but he's not Chris Evans fit.
But maybe he's wearing that weird shoulder rig where he's half the Hulk. Maybe he could swing that.
Is that good or bad, though? Could he even get through the door? But I guess the difference here is as well, this is day and date stuff, which hasn't happened for other Marvel movies.
Yeah, right.
But it has happened for other Disney movies because there's rumblings that Emily Blunt and Emma Stone for both Jungle Cruise and Cruella.
Thank you. I'm glad that you're doubting yourself over that now.
I should. They're also unhappy with this. And it's interesting because this isn't this is only relatively recently, and it also coincides with Bob Iger, your dad, stepping down.
Bob Cruella is his name.
And Bob Chapek taking over. And I think in doing this, he's burning talent. That's what I think.
Yeah, right.
You know what which talent sounds like a terrible, you know what I'm talking about.
Like we're burning content.
Exactly.
Any more content where this is coming from, though,
You
baby.
better believe it. But I think also, like you said, who else are they doing this to? Like if they're doing it to somebody, one of their biggest stars and one of the most famous actors in the world, they'll do it to anybody.
And I mean, we've seen in the past, I think we even mentioned on the show that, it's at one point fairly recently, they purchased all the assets of a publishing company, but according to them, not their liabilities, so they could continue to make a profit off the novels they were selling, but not pay the people who wrote them.
Exactly.
That was they attempted to do that. So they're doing it from like that level to the most bankable movie stars in the world. So it could be everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like even if you don't like Scarlett Johansson and you think she got paid too much or she's been paid enough or whatever.
Obviously, they all earn absurd amounts of money. Like, I don't think that's the issue, but sorry,
But you've got to factor in that they're probably doing this to set designers, they're probably doing it to producers, they're probably doing it to writers, they're probably being like, you wrote the script to this movie, but actually we changed a couple of sentences and character names, so we're actually going to take credit for this.
You owe us money.
Yeah, well, you actually... You're gonna pay.
They
us
also
for
had
this.
to what are they called? I've forgotten the word. Drinks to the premiere.
That's exactly right.
You had to drink.
Had to drink.
And we also drank some water out of the faucet in the toilet. So you're gonna have to
Yeah, that's right.
take that out of your pay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kevin Feige has a response.
Oh,
Well, this is via the Hollywood Reporter's
two
editor.
big birds. He's given a bird to each party.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
This is from, over at THR, Matthew Belloni, who says, Belloni, yeah. Says, Feige is a company man and not prone to corporate showdowns or shouting matches, but I'm told he's very angry and embarrassed.
He's shouting into his baseball cap.
That's right.
He's done the rare take off the baseball cap and just shout into the...
That's where all these ideas go.
That's right, yeah.
It shouts his ideas into normally.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, no.
They come out the hole in the back all refined.
Newsletter reads in part, he lobbied Disney against the day-and-date plan for Black Widow, preferring the big screen exclusivity and not wanting to upset his talent. And then they went, then the SHIT hit the fan. The movie started tanking and Johansson's team threatened litigation. He wanted Disney to make things right, this right with her. Which I think also, like, if you do something like this to Kevin Feige, he'll leave. And you need him. Like, you need him, quite frankly.
He's done the impossible.
Yeah.
Like, he got the lightning in a bottle that gave you a decade's worth of interlinked movies that you must watch all together, otherwise you don't get it.
If everything they made was bad from here on out, they could do that for 10 years.
Yeah.
Just coast for 10 years,
Yeah.
really. And I'd probably go to most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because I'm a loser,
Yes.
Mason. So,
And those movies are free, so.
yeah, Mason. I mean, if you're sneaky and technically they are.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
have to walk from home to not
But
use
there's a
petrol.
moral cost, I guess.
No, not to me.
I mean, but also they're Disney movies.
One
So,
time.
so that's where, but maybe they'd take that out of Scarlett Johansson's salary. But
That's a good
then
point.
people don't like Scarlett Johansson.
Well, one time I saw The Haunting when I skipped school.
Okay.
I think when I was in high school. And then I didn't like it very much. So I snuck into another cinema and we watched American Pie for the second time. Another terrible movie.
Wow.
But so it was Freemason, technically.
When you say that, you mean American Pie 2?
No.
Which they called American Pie for the second time in Australia.
Did they?
No. It was called American Pie 2 TOO.
Ah, very good. Two?
2 question mark.
And the two O's were boobs.
Yeah.
Very good. Anyway, we'll see how this plays out. Also, apparently her people went to them and went like, you gotta pay us properly. And they didn't respond. So they kind of made her do this.
Yeah, right.
You know, so interesting.
Just decided to stonewall. That's
Yep.
interesting. Wow.
Yeah. Bold.
Yeah, we're actually busy right now because of the pandemic.
I don't know if you've heard of it.
Maybe,
People are suffering.
yeah, all the people in our parks we just let in by the thousands every day, just letting them in, and they've all got heart disease.
All got
You
heart
seen those churros we serve them? The big turkey legs.
Bad
Oh my
news.
god!
It's bad news. It's not even turkey. It's just gristle. People are eating that.
Just a big drumstick of gristle. Wow, you could work on that all day.
Better believe it. Chadwick Boseman, we've got updates of sorts of what's going to go on with his character in Black Panther 2.
Go on.
So this is via B Panther News on Twitter. So there was some set photos that were taken or leaked where it's got two like pillars,
Okay.
and it's got some Wakandan words on it, and apparently it translates to "T'Challa, our hero, 'twas an honor, Wakanda forever." So it seems like they're going to have him die in universe, which
Yeah,
is
wow.
probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Because if they're not recasting and they're not CGIing him on another person's face,
Yeah.
just have him kind of go out with dignity and
Good idea.
leave it like that.
Yeah.
So there we go.
And, they've sort of like, again, it is a bit morbid, but they have sort of road tested the idea of, in the comics, of like other people can take over the roles. So.
Exactly. So, it's not great news.
No.
But it's, we'll see how it goes. And speaking of not great news, Hawkeye has a release date, Mason. Just kidding.
Oh.
Really looking forward to it. There was a first official look, and then we're getting it on November 24th, a clean month and 2 days before we can watch Spider-Man No Way Home in Australia.
And a clean, normal haircut for Hawkeye. He's got a normal haircut
He
again.
looks so much better.
Right.
Yeah. What'd you think?
The one photo that I saw.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I agree.
He was there. Other Hawkeye was there.
Other Hawkeye.
He was given that look of like, what are you doing here? And she had that look of like, no, but what are you doing here?
What are you actually doing here?
Right? Yeah.
Anyway, exciting stuff. You know what I think's important, Mason, and I'm happy to discuss it with you right now.
Good hygiene.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing that's important. But another thing that I would say equally, if not more important, is internet privacy.
Oh, absolutely. Here's the thing. Even if you stink, nobody's looking at your internet history. They don't know.
Exactly.
They're like, this guy's hasn't bought any deodorant in his internet purchases.
That's very true. You see, Mason, using the internet without ExpressVPN is like taking a call on a train or a bus on speaker say, for example, like my mother would and does. For everybody to hear. Don't be that person, my mother specifically.
Hello, and then she gives her full name like a lunatic. You don't know who's calling.
You really
Not
don't.
no number.
The thing is, why does everyone need a VPN, Mason? I'll tell you why.
Why?
It looks after your data.
That's right.
It stops people from tracking you, spying on you, filtering, stealing. All of these things online. You're very vulnerable online. I know you know that. And also, internet service providers like Comcast or Verizon, they know every single website you visit. And ISPs can sell this information to ad companies and tech giants.
But they wouldn't do that. They're too moral.
No, they do.
Oh,
And then
yeah,
they
no, I
use-
forgot.
yeah,
They
yeah.
are. They're terrible.
They use your data to target you. So, why would you use ExpressVPN? ExpressVPN creates a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet so people can't peep on your online activity.
Stay out of my tunnel.
That's right.
Can't peep in my tunnel.
You fire up the app with a click of one button. It's also been rated the number one VPN service by CNET Wide and The Verge, and it works on phones, laptops, even routers. So everyone who shares your Wi-Fi can be protected.
That's terrific.
What I like about it is it's quick, easy to use, it's fast, it doesn't slow down my internet speeds because I generally have terrible internet, so that helps in a big way. Also, Mason, you can actually secure your online activity by visiting expressvpn.com/weeklyplanet today. That's expressvpn.com/weeklyplanet. And you can get an extra 3 months free. expressvpn.com/weeklyplanet.
Love it.
Me too. Everybody picture this, including you, Mason.
I can
want
picture
you,
things.
Just listen. You need to picture it.
I'm ready to picture whatever you care to name. I'll picture it. Don't even worry about it.
Okay, it's a
My
tiny
mind is blank.
it's a tiny apartment, Southern California.
Okay,
I want you to
alright.
picture 2 college dropouts.
What are they just in there just loafing about?
No,
Probably.
Mason. They've teamed up.
No, it's too late. I've already pictured them
No,
loafing
I
about.
didn't ask you to picture that. I want you to picture them teaming up
Okay.
to create a watch company that broke all the rules.
In a tiny apartment.
That's right, with fair prices,
As if.
unexpected colours, and clean original designs. We're
James-
talking about movement, Mason.
James, if this company existed, I would have heard about it. What did you call it? What did you say it was? again?
Movement.
Oh, no, I have heard about it. Yeah, okay, great.
You have many of their watches.
I do.
They grew into one of the fastest growing watch brands, shipping to over 160 countries around the globe. Now Movement has expanded into blue light glasses that protect your eyes from screens, minimalist jewelry, and more style essentials that don't break the bank, all designed out of their California headquarters. You got a favorite style, Mason, of
James,
yours?
I love their chronometers. Or they might call it a chrono watch.
Sure.
They've got a little sub-dials on. They're minimalist, but they're not boring. which
that's what I love.
Come in a lot of colours, a lot of styles.
How many you got?
100.
That's a lot.
The more styles than they have, I've got doubles of all of them.
So they also have an unbeatable price point because Movement watches have the look and quality of a $400 to $500 watch without paying for that like you would at a department store because they cost a fraction of the price because they're built online and they own the process from start to finish. You get a beautiful watch shipped right to your door for free. And if you don't love it, you can ship it right back also for free. They also do blue light glasses. I'm literally wearing a pair right now, Mason.
I know.
I've got to spend all day in front of the computer, or a lot of it, and nights, really, if I'm honest. And the Everscroll blue light filtering glasses are a game changer. It really helps with eye strain and poor sleeping patterns. And I love the modern style of the frames. I also love that. Now, if you want to elevate your look with style that doesn't break the bank, then join the movement and get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by going to mvmt.com/weeklyplanet. Again, that's mvmt.com/weeklyplanet. Bloody get into it, mate.
Isn't it amazing that they're so successful now, but they still live in that little apartment? They're still writing their names on their milk and stuff.
You're still picturing it, are you?
Yeah. I'm very good at picturing it.
Very good. All right, let's get on with the rest of the show,
Let's
Mason.
do it.
It's time to talk about Jungle Cruise. If I can make a request for
We're the Jungle Cruise boys.
boys. If I can make a request for Weekly Planet posters, Jungle Cruise, but everybody's Tom Cruise in the poster.
Oh, okay. Sure.
You don't have to do it either.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Jungle Cruise? All hands on deck. We're doing the Mummy again.
Not just the Mummy, though. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest specifically.
Yep.
And a little bit of Indiana Jones.
A little bit of Hercules, I
Yeah.
thought. The
Legendary Journeys.
the other one, the one The Rock was in.
Xena, Warrior Princess.
No.
Hercules.
Young Hercules.
Disney.
Young Hercules.
With Ryan Gosling.
That's the one, yes.
This was something like a $200 million budget, again getting a day and date release. Should be interesting to see what happens with the box office numbers. But it's a bit of a family tale, I guess, but it's more of a PG-13 situation. I don't know if I will show my son this. You can pay for it on Premier Disney Access. and you bloody pay for it, mate. That's bloody time you spend watching this bloody 2 hour and 15 bloody minutes, mate. Am I right, Mason? Am I bloody right?
Yes.
What do you think the story was?
Okay, hang on. All right. Okay, so so there's Emily Blunt. She's a lady.
Yeah.
And what?
She's a lady.
Whoa, she's a lady.
She's not like other ladies, though. Why?
She's a willful woman, James.
And she has pants.
She's a doctor and she's wearing a trouser.
Yes.
Can you imagine wearing a trouser? I wouldn't dare.
No.
I wear this kilt all the time. I wear this utility kilt because of how interesting I am. James, ask me how interesting I am.
I don't want to ask
Ask me how interesting I am.
How interesting?
I'm very interesting. So I wear this kilt. It's got pockets, so it's got all pockets. It's like a pair of cargo pants, but it's got some air in the middle.
You just got your keys jangling into your balls. I don't want to know about it, Mason. It's not interesting.
What? Wow, I gotta tell my friends in the Utilikilt Club. This isn't interesting. It's in fact weird. Anyway, she's a willful woman.
Yep.
People don't like her, but she's got a mission.
Yep.
She's a doctor in something.
Yep.
And she's like, I'm going to go to the...
Do people not like her because her and her brother are awful? Or is that other reason?
I mean, maybe she's...
Nah, they're all right.
It's probably all the violence she visits upon them.
She hits
know?
a lot of people.
They're like, hey, what are you doing in here? And she's like, I'm doing violence on you.
I've actually come to stab you with a spear. I mean, not you specifically, but you're here and I have
You're
this
here
spear now.
because this is your workplace, and I've come into your workplace, and you're like, what am I doing in your workplace?
Yeah.
The answer's violence on you for daring to be in your own workplace and perhaps trying to stop me doing violence on another person. P.S. I'm doing violence on that guy also.
This is just all day for me.
Yeah.
It's technically my job, I guess. I'm from money. I don't give a shit.
Is she? Is that a deal?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough to say. It's tough to say because anytime you do one of these past, whenever you do one of these weird period pieces that are sort of like it's this rose-colored glasses past kind of thing. Everybody's got like, well, I've got 25 steamer trunks full of things to go on the Jungle Cruise, but it's like,
Didn't you not?
Are you
Aren't
nobility
you
or
poor
does
or
everybody?
something?
Yeah, or does
Did
everybody?
your family kick you out or something?
Yeah, what's going on here?
I don't know.
Anyway, she wants to go into the deep forest jungle.
She wants to do the mummy.
Yeah, she wants to do some. She wants to get some research for science.
It's also
How's she going to get down the jungle, the river though?
How's she going to do a jungle cruise? Yeah,
she's going to get the Rock for Jungle Cruise, and also Jack Whitehall's there.
Speaking of the Rock is back in the jungle after the rundown / Welcome to the Jungle, and then Journey to the Mysterious Island, and then Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, and then the movie Rampage to a lesser extent because some of it's set in a jungle. But I don't think he's in the jungle parts, but he's in a fake jungle when he's at the zoo. And then, of course, after Jumanji, the next level, he's back in the jungle again.
Where was Witch Mountain? Was that in a jungle?
I think that was on a mountain, or at least to a mountain.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, have you seen Witch Mountain?
No, but I did.
I keep getting it recommended to me on Disney+.
Well, see, as soon as I finished this, it was like, you want to watch Escape to Witch Mountain, and everybody in the promo photo looks so sad.
Yeah.
Like, it's a sad young Rock and a sad Carla Gugino and a sad couple of kids.
I think I've
I'm
talked
like,
about
I
my
don't know
theory
about
of,
that.
like, that's how, like, wrestlers who want to transition to, like, big-time movie actors, they do a couple of kids' movies,
Yes.
and then those kids grow up, and then they're like, I remember The Rock. And now he's, I'll see him in Jungle Cruise, I'll see him in Fast and Furious. I remember him, I saw Witch Mountain. You didn't see Witch Mountain. You're thinking of Journey to the Mysterious Island.
That's what you're
or the
thinking of,
Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
But they still got you, didn't they?
They did,
Because he
that's
did
true.
3 of those.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They're going to go into the jungle.
it's all right.
Yeah, and The Rock's like, I'm not taking you to the jungle. And she's like, but look how sassy I am. And he's like, well, I guess I'll take you to the jungle.
Yep, I'm going to have to at this point.
Yeah.
Non-spoilers, then spoilers, because there's
Okay,
some
great.
spoilers, I guess. There's some
Yeah.
there's some startling revelations.
startling
Did you
revelations.
enjoy this movie?
Thought it was pretty fun.
I thought it was all right.
Okay, great.
That's pretty good for me.
Yeah.
I think a major problem with this for me is because they built one of the biggest sets of all time. You know the bit
Did
where,
they?
Yeah, you know the bit where Paul Giamatti is? And he's like, these are my boats and this is my hotel.
I thought that was all CGI.
No, it's real.
Okay.
We talked about it on the show a few years back when they filmed this in the year 2013.
Yeah.
Where The Rock's like, we're filming Welcome to the Jungle, whatever this is called. This is the biggest set ever. And then the drone pulls back and it's a big set.
Huh.
So most
And
of
yet
that,
The Rock still looks normal size.
yeah, he looked normal size. He got bigger as the camera pulled out. It's like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Oh.
But most of, you know how,
I'm cursed.
you know they
I just keep getting bigger.
you know how the boat, you know they
Send the biplanes down. Kill me.
if you can.
They couldn't. Spoiler
couldn't.
alert. They could not kill The Rock.
So you know how they take the boat out and it weaves around some other boats?
Yes.
Most of that, it's all real.
That's wild.
I know.
Because it doesn't look that real.
No. But what I think also is it takes them like, there's a lot of running about and hijinks before they get onto the Jungle Cruise.
Yes.
And I think it's because they went, we spent $40 million on this enormous... We dug out this ditch and built this set on it.
Yeah.
So
and there's a lot of hijinks, may I say, and I said this in my fake title, they're really leaning heavily on this being the Mummy to start out.
Yes.
They've just gone, let's give
what if a woman was a professor or
right,
whatever?
let's put her on one of those library ladders and have her do some violence, and she'll have a brother who's a bit posh, and there's an adventurer, and they're all they don't get
They
along.
don't seem to get along, do they?
No.
But maybe they kiss, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Doesn't
That three-way kiss they do at the end.
Yum,
Spoilers.
yum, yum, I say. Anyways, so they're being pursued by Jesse Plemons doing his best Christoph Waltz.
Sure.
And he's like, I'm German and I've got a submarine. How did I get this submarine into this river?
What year is this? Was submarines even in a thing now?
I'm a Nazi. What year is it? Oh, it's 1916. I'm not a Nazi yet.
To be clear, everyone, not a Nazi yet. I'm not. No.
Yeah.
And also Paul Giamatti's there.
Yes, and he's like, there's too many boats. Give me all these boats. If you don't
So
give me all
there's
these...
too many boats, or he wants all the boats.
There's too many boats, but he wants them all. And then he'll be in charge of boats.
And then he'll reduce the number of boats, like sensibly.
I don't think that was his plan.
Is it some sort of boat buyback situation?
He does get his boat's numbers reduced, but certainly not sensibly, Mason.
No. With
Hijinks.
Yeah, right.
I thought there was too much hijinks up top. Because there was hijinks in London.
Yeah.
Where she was like trying to steal the amulet and whatever. And then there was hijinks to get on the boat.
Yes.
And there's a bit with a big cat, which is an absolutely terrible scene. With that CGI cat and they have a little wrestle.
Is it because...
It's supposed to be?
No, not the cat thing, but is it the reason there were so many hijinks before they got on the boat? Because there's not a lot of room for hijinks on the boat, and there wasn't really that many hijinks when we actually got on the boat?
Once you get to the boat, how many hijinks you got?
No, next to no hijinks.
It is that like situation. I know it's a problem when you do sci-fi in outer space. Like everything has to be on the ship, and you're limited by what you can do. So you might be right. But again, I think it's the giant set that they built.
Yeah, probably.
They have to make.
Yeah.
But you might be right. It might be both. Anyway,
Tiny amount of hijinks on a tiny tugboat.
that's right. So they have to get an amulet because they're going. You take the amulet. It's an arrowhead, and they got to take it to a tree, and they put it in the tree, and then it's a magic tree.
This is all explained at the start of the movie, so it's
and
fine.
it cures all your ailments.
That's
So-
what she wants. She wants this magical science to save everybody.
That's right. She wants to save everybody in England, I guess. But
Just in England.
seems that way.
Just for Queen. This is just for Queen and country.
Pretty much. That's how they did it and continue to do it. But little do they know, there's a man made of snakes and a honey boy and I've just written Mud Darren, couldn't think of his name. And a guy who's
it's Mud Darren.
And a guy who's just sticks. Supernatural beings who had previously been in, this is all explained up top, been in the jungle but were cursed by Aztec nonsense or something.
Sure.
Brazil madness, let's say. And then they're trapped in the river. And the Rock's like, if you go up river, there's snakes. And she's like, I don't care about snakes. I care about wearing pants. He's like,
right. Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. I'm tough and I'm driven and I wear trousers and I can't swim. And that'll only be relevant if in a later scene in the movie I need to swim.
I feel like, and they did the underwater Waterworld kiss.
That's right.
Speaking of Waterworld, did you see it might be coming back as a TV series?
No.
They're going to do a sequel series.
Would you change your signature Westworld to Waterworld?
Something to think about.
Isn't it though? Yeah. It's the most important. Put it to the top of your docket this week, James. Think about whether you're going to change the thing you say.
I'll do it.
Okay, great. Interesting though.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, maybe The Rock could be a romantic kissy man.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that in a while.
No, what do you
Unless
think?
we have.
I don't know.
Because normally he's a divorced dad.
He's
or
Tom
he's got
Cruise, isn't it?
Or he's got a daughter and the wife has been dead for 100 years or whatever.
Remember when he was talking
She
about...
was hit by a meteor, you know.
Yeah, that's right. But
It's been tough raising you because your mother was hit by a meteor that time.
yeah, I didn't like it.
Is that the daughter? Is that the daughter's voice? The daughter's also the Rock.
Yeah, bad news.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really like him kissing people.
Wow. Maybe he kisses a lot of people in Ballers. We don't
Sure
know.
he does.
We don't know.
Do you remember, like, in his Fast and Furious spin-off,
Yes.
he's talking about having sex with Jason Statham's sister? And it's really like, stop that. You're enormous.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. But anyway, they've also brought in Disney's first openly gay character, sort of, we think.
Yep, sort of.
They nearly even say it
They
this one.
nearly said it. They're a
They
mile
said
away from
everything
doing
but.
anything. Yeah, doing anything with it. But
But a kid wouldn't figure it out.
You wouldn't think so?
No.
I reckon a kid.
Not
age?
a young kid.
Yeah, all right, maybe like a 5-year-old. But I reckon and again, I don't know any kids, but like a 10-year-old would probably.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking like kids my age, I guess. Not my age. Kids that I have that are their age. My 1-year-old and 5-year-old.
Children your mental age.
Do you reckon my son, who you know personally,
Yeah.
even though you said you don't know any kids, do you reckon he could handle this movie?
Uh,
A lot of people being wrapped up by vines and
Yeah.
jungle magic.
oh, that's true, yeah.
You know, something that you think won't affect you.
Has your kid ever been wrapped up in magical vines?
Yeah, most mornings.
Yeah, right then.
It's on the way to school.
Yeah.
Just across a ravine.
And every day you give him a bowl of magical vinos. So
Yeah.
he's like, Dad, no. And he's like, I'll put the milk on. And the magical vines come out. I think it's pretty...
You'd have to sit with them, I think.
Yeah,
You
but-
would just put it on and
I
leave.
guess maybe if a kid has specific fears,
Yeah.
like if a kid was like, "Oh, I don't want to get die in the water or something like that."
I don't
right?
want to be attacked by a man made of honey.
Yeah, I think they would like the tiger.
Yeah.
Tigers are fun.
What is with CGI cats? They never look right.
I didn't hate it. I'll be honest.
It just looked like a cartoon.
I didn't
I mean,
like-
it didn't,
Yeah, yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
It looks great, but something about I don't know. Maybe it's like the way its actions and personality. Yeah. I've written here, there's certainly a lot of running about. And that is true. But the other thing I meant to say this. Do you think there are enough double crosses and fake outs and people pretending they had an amulet? Because often it'd be like, if you got the amulet, I've got the amulet. Then they'd open a thing and be like, oh, they've taken this amulet. They told me they
It's
had
the
it.
meteor that killed my wife. It's burned up quite a lot in re-entry, which is why it was in this little box.
It just went through her head. That's how it killed her. Like a bullet.
You know what? It didn't. I wasn't bogged down by the number of switcheroos.
There were a lot of people pretending to be aligned with other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there were probably too many villains,
Sure.
but I don't think that would be a problem if they were memorable villains. But I think beyond, I think Paul Giamatti was kind of interesting, but he only all he really had was like, "Give me my money, The Rock. I've got a gold tooth." That's all he had.
Yeah.
And then, Jesse Plemons I thought was quite
He's
fun.
fun. Yeah. And then there's a bunch of men made of like swamp shit or
I
whatever.
think there was a scene with Jack Whitehall and Jesse Plemons.
Yeah.
They had a bit of a back and forth, and I'm like, this is a bit of a fun.
Yeah,
this is a fun scene. This is a good combo.
They're a fun team
But
together.
I think, the Snake Bee men
Yeah.
were not hugely memorable.
agree.
Like I'm sure they were like, kids are gonna love. We're gonna make one of them made out of bees and one made out of snakes and one is fire
Twigs or
gold
whatever.
or something. I don't know. And they're gonna love it. But I'm like, these are not.
They were clearly doing the Davy Jones thing, right?
Yeah, they need.
Or Salazar's Revenge.
Whoa,
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the safe
Yep.
that they dragged along the road.
Sure. Also, the skeletons from the first Pirates.
Yeah.
Just, it felt very piratey because they're like, we can't really
Yeah.
do pirates anymore.
But it seemed like they were like, all we need to give them is each of them a gimmick.
yeah.
But they weren't like I feel this movie was better than some of the weaker pirate sequels.
100%.
But it is not. It's certainly not on par with The Mummy, and
No.
it isn't on par with the first Pirates of the movie, which
No,
I think,
I agree.
which I've seen recently, and I think still holds up. It's
Agreed.
very entertaining. I think this was like a mid-tier Pirates
Yep.
sequel, and I think they were like, well, we just gimmick these bad guys and people will love them, but they need to have personalities and be interesting.
And one of them sort of did.
Yeah, but they weren't. They didn't have enough time to develop. We just
Yeah.
saw them very briefly in flashbacks, and then we were supposed to care about their connections and
Yeah.
etc. But
Because
I didn't-
who were they again? They were
oh, let's not spoil that. Maybe save that.
Oh yeah.
For spoilers.
Okay, well let's just do spoilers.
Okay, I'm gonna say, look,
It's it's all right. I didn't love it, but it was all right.
Yeah.
And I think everyone's pretty charming in this.
and it was free.
Mason.
It wasn't. I paid $35 for it.
I was about to remind you that you paid $35.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, and I could have gone because the cinema's very open in Melbourne.
Yeah.
I could have gone like 10 minutes down the road to a cinema and seen it for like $16 or something. But I'm like,
You would have had to leave your house.
I would have had to leave my house, and I didn't want to.
Yep. So anyway, The Rock.
Anyway, should we best movie ever?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't really want to watch it again.
No,
But I might watch it with my kid. I'd rather watch this than Space Jam with him.
Yeah. I thought that, all the three leads are, generally quite likable, I
agree.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, and there is a fine line between like, I'm a sassy character and you're not telling me what to do. Like there is a fine line between that being like, that's cool and that's very annoying.
May have gone on a bit too long.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
Yeah,
know.
a bit too much like, you're sassy. I'll So I'm bloody saucy.
I'll throw you off this boat to your death.
Yeah, I'll kill you.
Get you eaten by piranhas.
Yeah, that's Jack Whitehall talking.
That's right.
Throw all you guys off those boats.
He's equally as tall as The Rock.
He's a big guy.
Is he? I didn't.
Yeah,
It
he's
never
big
would have
tall.
occurred to me.
Now think about it every day.
Yeah, I will.
I also just want to mention I've done the Jungle Cruise ride, but the one in Japan, and it was all in Japanese.
Okay.
So I think I vaguely recognise some of the things. I think when The Rock did his little tour at the start, I think there's a lot of nods to it there, like the hippo and whatever. And
Well, I've done.
so they've revamped it
I've
recently.
done going down a creek in a tinny at SeaWorld,
And?
Hollywood on the Gold Coast.
Wow.
No, I haven't.
Well, I went to Wobby's World in Victoria,
Yeah.
possibly Parramatta.
Yeah.
Everybody could just Google that on YouTube.
Yeah.
Google it on your YouTube device and just look at the worst thing you'll ever see. Just look at that all day.
Just murders.
It feels like
We've tweaked the algorithm, so if you Google Wobby's World, you get just photos of murders.
It's basically the worst theme park you'll ever see, and it was the only thing within like distance here, wasn't it? Really?
Didn't it have like a tank ride and stuff?
Sort of. I never went.
okay.
Even as a kid, I was like the worst. And even when you're a kid, when you love everything,
Yeah.
it was like the worst. I had a helicopter.
Yeah.
The rotor, the blade spun, and I don't think it didn't obviously fly, but I don't even think it moved.
Huh.
So that's fun.
Anyway, spoilers for the movie Jungle Cruise. Here we go.
Spoilers: The Rock is Spanish.
He is Spanish.
Olé.
Olé.
He says to himself. And
right.
others. Did he? Because there's a flash. Okay, so he was part of that gang of like Snake Men and whatever.
Yeah. So the twist was
Yep.
that rather than him just being some sort of bum of the river, just living on his little steamer.
A river bum doing an aqua bog.
Yeah, that's right.
Go on.
On his little tramp steamer and wearing his big vest, which is really a
I
little
meant to
vest.
ask about the clothes. What do you think of his
I
clothes?
I thought all the costume was good.
Yep.
I think it's all a bit like a Disneyfied and
Oh,
anachronistic, where it's
definitely.
like because like
I mean, good looking movie though.
No, exactly.
all
But
in all.
even like a lot of the production, and like we see, I think is it supposed to be London where we see initially?
Yeah.
And all the cars we see in the street are like there's a red one and a yellow one, and they would never be.
They're
They'd
all grey.
They'd all be grey. Yeah, and like belching like
Yeah.
awful pollution and
Yep.
and
and there'd just be sewage in the street.
yeah, and it's the same with the costumes. Like I think they were all very kind of dandified and
Yeah.
everything. Every suit had a plaid and a fancy collar and a whatever. But I think it looked
His
good.
tiny hat makes the top of his head look flat. Looked like they'd cut the top of it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a tin of beans.
Like a tin of beans, mate. Anyway, so he was part of the original.
and I liked her trousers. I liked Emily Blunt's trousers.
They were good trousers,
Yeah.
pockets and all. So he was part of the original Spanish. What were they?
Like
what were they
invasion
called?
force,
Yeah.
like conquistadors.
That's right, that's the
and
word.
they went to this. They went searching for treasures,
Yep.
and they died. Mm-hmm. But then they were all brought back to life by this magical fruit,
Yep,
and it made them all immortal.
yep.
But then
They wanted to kill the
they wanted to kill the local tribes people
to get the magical amulet.
Yes,
to take the magical stuff back to his
that's right.
sister.
So they were cursed.
Yep.
So they could never leave within sight of the river.
Yep.
And then, but they were still normal people, but immortal, but they couldn't leave the sight of the
If
river.
you try to leave the river drags you back to the river.
Right. But then they're all like, we don't like you, The Rock.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Lost Rock. So we're going to get you. But then he tricks them,
Yep.
falling into a pit. And then they are like grabbed by vines and like sucked into the woods. And then they turn
Trying
into,
because it's trying
Yeah.
to drag them back to
Yeah.
the river, but it can't.
and then they all get turned into Davy Joneses.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
The department store.
Yeah.
David Jones. They all get turned into a David
Jones.
Jones.
But he doesn't.
Yes.
But so he spends the next 400 years just cruising the river,
Yeah.
being like, what
And
up?
building a town sometimes.
Oh, yeah, build
It's
that
like I
town.
built a town and then everybody died. I'm just eating my beans.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
I tuned out.
Okay. There's a whole scene where he builds
I know,
his-
there's
okay,
whatever.
right, yeah.
I thought that was the town that was at the end of the river.
No, it's a different town, I think.
Cool, that's great.
But he didn't manage it very well because they literally all died in that scene.
Well, he's not God. What is he
No,
supposed to do?
yeah.
Anyway, I thought when they were like, we're going to take this thing back to London to change society and everybody's going to be immortal or whatever,
Yeah.
I thought they weren't going to get it. Because often in these things, they're like, well, the real treasure
Yeah,
was
right.
love. I got to kiss the rock.
Sure.
It's the real treasure. That's what happened at the end of Witch Mountain. He got to kiss those kids. Very upsetting movie, Mason.
But they just got it.
I got it. I was
Yeah.
really surprised.
I was not surprised. Well, no, actually, you're right. The very predictable part was obviously that the rock they only get one special flower, And then the Rock's like, you could use this to save me, but don't use it to save me. I'll sacrifice myself, and then you take it out to society.
Yep.
And then, of course, she sacrifices. Then she's like, no, I'm going to save the Rock instead of society.
Yep.
But then there's just another flower.
Yeah, it just appears.
Cool.
Which is weird. They did that. And then, and as they're all getting trapped, all the other pirate guys, they're not pirates, but they are.
Yeah.
One of them screams, "You don't understand. This is torture. This is worse than death." And then he's like trapped and they leave him there.
Yeah, they should have killed him. Should have slit all their throats.
I agree.
But that's bad for a Disney movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then at the end, after we find out that he can leave the river and go to London, what did you think of his little Willy Wonka outfit he's wearing?
I thought it was a fun little Willy Wonka outfit.
He looks weird in a top hat, doesn't he?
Yeah, he sure does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah. Good looking movie.
Yeah, it does look good.
A lot of money went into this.
Yep.
Even the cat that I'm like, I didn't like the cat. I felt like it just felt out of place and like it looks good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
good, but like,
that was the Hercules moment, because you remember in the Rock's
right.
Hercules, where he's like, I'm the god Hercules, but he's just a sort of weird
Con man or whatever.
con man kind of thing. It's the same thing. As soon as I saw that cat in the fight, I'm like, well, this isn't a real fight. He's trained the cat.
yeah,
So
good stuff.
it is good stuff.
They're going to do another one, I reckon.
Okay.
Probably. I mean, depending, it might have a big drop off as
Jungle
well.
Booze Cruise, am I right?
Hello, boyos. Let's do it.
That's right. Do you think they would do it? Do you think they would do it significantly far into the future?
Not, I mean, it depends on
I guess he's not
numbers.
immortal anymore, or
Yeah.
is he? I don't know.
Who cares?
Yeah. Good point. Who cares?
Sometimes I stumble on a good point,
Yeah.
And I've hit on gold there.
Sometimes the mask comes off and you're just like, who cares about any of this? I wish I was reading a book in my study.
I don't have a study.
You just have a couch and you've got a laptop. That's what
That's
you have.
right. And I turn it sideways like a book and I read it.
That's right.
Yeah, but look, oh no, would you see another one of these?
Yeah, yeah.
But you don't have to.
No, I still would.
You could choose between this or another Escape from New York movie. What do you choose?
Oh, gosh.
And John Carpenter's back, even though he might be dead.
Is Kurt Russell back?
He'd have to be.
Yeah, yeah.
Check if John Carpenter's dead.
I think he
I think
is.
he's dead.
Yeah. But in this scenario, I get another Escape From movie and John Carpenter's come back to life.
That's right, exactly.
Wow. I mean, that would be a miracle, wouldn't it?
I think he's alive.
It's a miracle. I honestly thought he died. Like, I thought there was a tribute to him.
That's what I
recently.
thought. It's not saying he died anywhere.
Huh. There you go.
Wow.
Well, good
The
on
last thing in his personal life on Wikipedia just says he is an atheist.
Okay.
So
Well.
take that for what you will.
Well.
Anyway, John Carpenter's alive. That's awesome.
That's great.
If that's true.
Okay. Well, then, given that the return of an Escape From movie wouldn't also result in the returning from death to life of John Carpenter,
Yes.
maybe I just see another Jungle
Jungle 2 Booze Cruise.
That's right.
Excellent.
Jungle all the way.
Jungle 2 Booze Cruise.
Yes. Yes.
Tim Allen's in it also.
Yeah.
This was going to be a Tim Allen, Tom Hanks movie. I just remembered that.
Wow.
Because they were going to do because they're Woody and Buzz
Yeah.
and whatever, but,
You know who would have been a better team in this?
Who?
Not that Whitehall and Blunt weren't pretty good in this. I enjoyed them.
Sure.
Just the Jumanji team again.
Like Karen Gillan and,
and Kevin Hart
and
and
whoever else is in the movie.
last person.
Danny DeVito, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, just bring that
Jack
back.
Black.
Jack Black, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why I forgot Jack Black, because I was just thinking earlier, it would have been Jack Black would have been a great
Boat
just in this-
captain?
anything. It doesn't matter. Put him in this.
I think how good would it have been if he was the boat captain?
Oh
man?
my god.
He would have had little red-a-doos, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
On
for
the
sure.
river.
Yeah. Red-a-doos on the river.
Do you think they went jungle boats? We got that ride. He's in the jungle movie. He's like that was their line of thinking.
No, I
He's
think
done
they
a lot
went-
of- they got him in the jungle.
No, I think they went, The Rock sells a lot of tickets. Let's get The Rock.
Yep, and we love
It's a
the
two-step
movie.
process.
That's true, and we love the movie Skyscraper.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, Mason, we're going to move on to the next segment of the show. Do you know what it is?
God, what are we reading?
What we got? Oh, would you recommend people pay $30 for this at home?
No, just wait till it's free, which is in November, I think.
Yeah, just do that.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
There's enough free entertainment to tide your kids over for
That's
a couple
right.
months, I reckon.
That's right.
Because, I mean, it's all free, in a way.
I'm doing the theme now. You got to be quiet, Mason, so I can say Westworld.
Okay. I was trying to overuse the joke where I say that everything's free.
You're ruining this song.
I was still going?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Westworld. That's how far I was in, Mason.
Oh, wow.
Hope you're happy.
I am.
Oh, good.
Because that's made you less happy. And then,
That's how our happiness works. One of us can only be happy at a time.
that's right.
And I got bloody married, so it's bloody me unhappy all the time. All right, boys? Hate my wife. I'm that guy. Remember, Mason?
Yeah, sure
I hate my
are.
family and my wife. It's not true, actually. I was thinking about
You can't tell, folks, but James is doing that thing like he's covering one side of it, like he's talking out the side of his mouth, like, "Ooh, hey boys,
get a load of this." The old ball of chat. I'm like, she rings me and she's like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "I'm just at the shops, but I'm actually down the pub, boys."
It's kind of a shop, isn't it? Eh? It's the bloody good time shop with my mate's shop.
Anyways, I was thinking about the other day, and I genuinely like having kids. It's great. I fucking love it. I know I probably don't say that enough, and if my kids ever listen to this in the future, they're like, "He must have hated us from day one." Not true. I love having kids.
Do you think they would have gotten up to
fucking
episode
great.
390 or whatever this is? Or do you think they would have given up years ago?
Yeah, good point, actually.
Yeah. Maybe we want to preemptively add that into episode 1, just to be clear to my kids in future. I do enjoy your company.
Yeah. And I know I died in a tragic accident probably, or not even.
Yeah, I got hit in the head with a meteor. And all the way through my head.
Good
Not
thing I
from
had time.
space. Not from space.
No.
It was in a somebody fired it out of a slingshot from a museum.
And I had time to record this.
Yeah.
As the hole in my head was filled with blood. Because you guys are all right. Maybe it's just the meteor talking, but I actually like having kids.
Big murder episode.
I think so.
Yeah. This week, what have you been reading?
I watched Jackass, the first Jackass, which I haven't seen.
Yep.
Now I have. Then Jackass number 2. And then I watched Jackass 2.5. A couple of quick notes on
What's the difference between 2 and 2.5?
Okay.
I guess you'll be telling me.
Yes. Well, first of all, the first one in particular is very tame by today's standards.
Yes, that's the only one I've seen.
Yeah. But you know what? They're a fun crew and whatever.
Yeah.
They do too much, I feel like, bordering on and just generally torturing animals, which I don't love.
Yeah.
Like provoking animals into hurting
Sure,
them.
yeah.
But then it ramps up, and so there was number 2 in 2006, and then 2.5 was like the offcuts, which is like an hour of extra footage and behind the scenes, which is not very interesting.
Just injuries, just not fun injuries.
Pretty much, yeah. Mostly, yeah. And I have seen 3, but I'm probably gonna watch it again because there is something. It's not just the stunts that work about it. It's like the weird crew and how they'll upset a cameraman for real, and that's the
Yeah.
stuff that I'm really there for.
Right.
It's like reality TV, I guess. But it was, it's. I can see why it's popular because it's not just stunts. It's like it's a lore and like injuries upon injuries and tattoos tell a story, and everyone's got
right.
like a weird special talent and whatever.
Yeah,
And
being injured.
being injured, and it's just
Yeah,
just
great.
dicking about.
You're also watching a TV series.
Don't spoil it, Mason. I'm going to
No.
talk about it and suggest. Okay, you can talk about it.
Well, look, all I'll say is it's a reality television show, and when I got here, you were 13 episodes in.
I would already done a bunch of them, but I came back for the reunion specials.
Wow.
Yes, it's the show Love is Blind, everybody. I'll talk about it on Suggestible this week, and I've already talked about it. You know, when you came around, I'm
Yes.
like, I could turn this off, and then Mason will never know, but I'm like, no.
He must know.
He must see this.
This is like when, somebody does a bad crime and they just start leaving clues.
Yeah. Or somebody
Because
wears
they
a
want to
kilt.
be caught. Yeah.
They want people to know.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I
What
wa-
did you do, Mason?
Well, you'd know if you paid attention to all the clues that I left. It'd be about time someone noticed all the clues that I left to my crimes.
Good point.
I watched the movie Blood Red Sky, which,
right, yeah.
if it's, has been pointed out, it'd be a great, I really enjoyed it. It's good. It'd be a great movie where you didn't know what it was going in, but unfortunately, due to the nature of it, because it's on Netflix and they need a
thumbnail.
If you don't know anything about it and you're like, sometimes I enjoy the things that Meso enjoys, maybe just go watch it straight away.
Yep.
Don't even look. Try and shield your eyes from the thumbnail
Because it will show you what's going on.
just click on that and watch it. If you didn't know anything about it, you hadn't seen the thumbnail, even the name sort of is a clue to it.
Sort
But
of.
basically the premise is,
Spoilers, I guess?
yes, but only, I'll say spoilers.
Okay, cool.
But anyway, basically,
Collings will put a time code.
at a certain point, if you didn't know, basically you see a woman, she's got a kid,
Yep.
she gets on a plane, she apparently needs to get to another country, I think it's America, or London.
Doesn't matter.
Not relevant, but she has to get on a plane and go to a destination because there's a she's sick in some way.
Yep.
She has to wear a wig because all her hair's fallen out, and she has to get on the plane with her son. She's going to hospital. She's going to get some sort of treatment, but then
And the kid knows this, obviously, I assume.
yes,
Yeah.
he does. And then when they're on the plane, terrorists hijack the plane, and you're like, oh no, this poor woman. But
Yeah.
then here's the spoilers. We get the spoilers. Here it is. It's Die Hard on a plane, but she doesn't have cancer. She's a vampire.
Yeah.
And it's not played. It's not this isn't a snakes on a plane situation. It's not like played for a joke. It is like a genuine mashup of the two scenarios. Like you've got the cast of like psychopaths who want to hijack this plane for their own,
like a Con Air group.
Yeah, kind of a Con Air group, but like it's slightly more realistic.
Yeah,
and you've got a woman and it's sort of like this combination of like, of course you want to see that.
Yeah,
like and she's not a. I didn't get, but again, if you didn't,
I take it she gets her powers back because she drains one of them, and then she's like, "I'm powered up."
Do you want to know?
No, I actually don't.
Okay, because it's not that. It's kind of that, but it's also not.
Cool. Okay.
But like if you didn't know, this would absolutely throw you for a loop. But like I said, they've got to put
like a dusk till dawn situation.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that'll be. But also like. She's also she's not a Twilight vampire. She's not a Dracula kind of vampire.
Yeah.
She's a Nosferatu vampire.
Yeah, she's got that look.
She's like a horrifying, vampire.
Situation.
Yeah.
Is there a moment where one of the terrorists turns to the other one and goes, "Is there a fucking Dracula on this plane?"
Yes. It's right at the start of the movie before any of that. He's just a really cautious guy. He's like, look, I don't want to do this hijacking if there's a Dracula on board.
There's never been a Dracula on this plane.
We've run this 20 times. There's never been a Dracula.
Yeah, but the one time, you don't check for Draculas.
And then in the start of the second act, the second guy's like, well, this is awkward. Sorry, I doubted you.
Yeah. Anyway, new poster, is there a Dracula on this plane?
Yeah, nice.
Even I think they've already done one. Or one guy.
What about this mid-air hijacking?
That's good.
Pretty all right?
I like that a lot.
And also, that makes no sense. So if you put that on the poster, people will be like, what?
Oh, yeah, mine's a spoiler. So maybe if you're doing them, that one first. Spoilers if you go to the next one.
Sure.
Is there a fucking Dracula on this plane?
Yep.
All right.
But again, nobody has to do any posters.
No.
You can just imagine these posters.
Just imagine posters, because that's what
we
it's
survived quite a long time without anybody doing any posters.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
But now
ideas.
there's a huge backlog.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, there's too many. But yeah, it's a good, and again,
I'm going to watch it.
I'm not a horror guy by any stretch
I
of the
think you
imagination.
like me, you like good horror though,
Yeah,
right?
like an action horror is always good.
Or just a good horror movie.
Yeah.
Mason, do you have the next segment of the show ready?
Yes, it's time for letters.
About time, I say.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll talk through your letters. I wouldn't because it's rude.
Okay, cool. You don't have to.
Oh, letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away.
There's a stare down happening,
We're
folks.
here right now. We're going to do letters.
That's polite society, Mason. That's how it should function. Just a man being respectful of another man's theme song.
But also quietly furious behind the eyes.
That's how I work.
Yeah, nice.
That's how I work. Mason, this is a segment of the show, and I know you know this more than anybody, where people write in
Yes.
and they might send us a tweeter,
A tweeter. We can get a tweeter.
for example, and they'd use the hashtag Weekly Planet Pod, which is the best way to reach the show on Twitter because I search
right.
for that hashtag every week. But what about you, Mason? How else would people send you a Gmail?
They can go to weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com. Put that address into your email
Accounts.
going to address bar. Then type in some words. Type in whatever you want. Send it to us. We'll get it.
Yep.
We'll love it.
We'll love it.
Or we'll miss it accidentally.
We'll loathe it secretly.
We'll loathe it.
Yeah.
You might be one of the lucky ones because most of the time we love a letter. I love getting a letter, but sometimes we love to loathe a letter.
We'll tell you about it too.
But I tell you, I love this letter.
Okay.
It's from Derek.
Hello,
It
Derek.
says, hi, fellas. Long-time listener from Oklahoma.
Wow, like the musical. Cats.
It's interesting you say that
Sorry,
because
go
he
on.
says, I'm excited to listen to Nick's guest spot on Book Cheat regarding A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Oh.
I work in the theatre arts industry as a writer, director, producer, actor, etc. I'm curious, what are some of your favourite movies based off of theatrical productions?
Wow. I like Les Mis.
Yes?
The most recent one. There was another one in the 90s
Yes.
which wasn't a musical,
Yes,
so
yes,
it doesn't
yes,
count.
yes,
Great question.
Isn't it though?
I like the Jerry Butler Phantom of the Opera, even though it's not good.
There you go.
What about you?
I like, I was just thinking this, I'm probably going to watch it tomorrow maybe, Romeo plus Juliet is what it's called apparently, the Baz Luhrmann one.
That is a good one.
Very stylish. Also, do you
Was
know,
that based off a musicale?
did I say
Or
that?
theatre production? You say theatre production.
I said, theatrical production.
theatrical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the theatre.
Let me do this again.
Okay.
Movies based on theatre.
Have you ever seen, this is one that I saw many years ago because my mum took myself and my sister to it, and I enjoyed it nevertheless.
Okay.
Did you see the version of Richard III that had Ian McKellen in it?
No.
It's set in like a sort of an alternate World War II.
When was this?
95 or 96,
Really?
something like that? Yeah.
No, I didn't know
He's
that.
sort of, it's sort of, it's modernized but not really modernized because it's sort of like a
Because it's 95.
It's 95, obviously, so it's the distant past, but it's also like a British dictatorship kind of thing.
Yeah,
He's sort of, Hitler-esque.
Man, Ian McKellen's been killing it for a long
I
time.
know, right?
I got some things here. A Few Good Men is based on a play.
Yeah.
Fences. There's been a couple of movies in Fences, I
Yes.
think. Oh, no, maybe not. But there's been a recent one with Denzel Washington.
That's right.
What about the movie? Oh, I think these are alphabetical. Oh, no, I didn't want... In the Heights.
Oh, yeah. What about Sound of Music? Sound of Music.
Sound of Music.
Sound of Music. Sound of Music. Sound of Music.
Where's the Nazis? They're going to hit us. Sound of Music. I did a bike sound to a music once.
You did a what? Say the whole sentence again.
I split that up oddly,
Okay.
but I think people got where I was going with it, so I'm just going to leave it.
I didn't understand it at all.
No, I did a bike tour in Salzburg, I think it is.
Okay, right.
Where they took us around Sound of Music, things.
Did you get one of those Salzburg steaks at the end?
Maybe I did, Mason. I don't remember.
Cool.
It was in 2008.
You'd remember if you got yourself a Salzburg steak.
Then I guess I didn't, Mason. Anyway, Claire loves the Sound of Music, so she loved it.
Yeah.
And it was actually pretty interesting because there was a lot of history. It wasn't just people singing songs.
Yeah.
It was this is where they filmed it, but also, there's an interesting fun fact or whatever.
I really like the original Sleuth with
The Jude Law one?
No, the
original Michael Caine
the
one.
Michael Caine
Well, he's
one.
in
Michael
both.
Caine and Laurence Olivier. Well, he is, but the one with Michael Caine and Laurence Olivier. That's a good one.
What about West Side Story, both 1961 and 2021?
I've seen neither of them.
Wow.
They do a 2021 movie.
It's coming out. Spielberg did it.
I see what I've just twigged there is the year 2021 is still currently happening.
That's all right, Mason.
Wow.
We're in it.
Yeah, my
Did you ever see
goodness.
Streetcar Named Desire?
No.
Interesting. Yeah, I got Sleuth here. Just having a quick... I've never seen Rocky Horror Picture Show. I've never seen Reefer Madness, which was adapted into the 2005 film.
You love the movie Mamma Mia.
I've actually never seen it, but I don't like the music of ABBA.
Okay.
So
So you wouldn't like it. But you love the singing of Pierce Brosnan. So
I probably would.
you'd come out of that completely neutral.
I remember it was always on, because it came out in 99 apparently, but there was it seems like a 10-year period where every second ad was come see the musical in Melbourne that critics are raving about, and everyone's standing up and singing the Mamma Mia songs.
Yeah, right.
I'm never in a million years I'll do that, I said to myself.
Whoa.
And I still haven't.
That's incredible.
But then again, it hasn't been a million years, so maybe I will end up
That's
doing
very true, actually, yeah.
it. Hairspray, I've seen Hairspray.
Yep.
Wasn't bad. But I don't really remember it.
Was that part of your John Travolta hate tour where you have to see every John Travolta movie so you can hate him all the more?
Correct.
Oh, wow.
It's one of those things. The thing about John Travolta is sometimes I forget that I don't hate him that much.
Yeah,
So I then
yeah,
have to
yeah.
watch
Yeah, sure.
just any of his movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never seen Death of a Salesman. I should watch that, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be good, right?
I don't know.
Oh, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. It's Paul Newman. Mm-hmm. I think I've seen that. Anyway, great.
Great stuff.
Oklahoma. This is from Rohith, who says, #WeeklyPlanetPod. Hello, James and Mason. I just wanted to recommend an amazing show that I absolutely adored this year, and I thought you guys would like it as well. It's called Resident Alien, and it stars Alan Tudyk as a weirdo. Hope you guys cover it for season 2. I think I did talk about it on Suggestible. I have watched it. I really liked Resident Alien.
I haven't got around to it, but I'm going to. Maybe after I've watched Romeo plus Juliet.
And then
the Romeo and Juliet for the MTV generation.
Are you going to watch the sequel or prequel, Romeo Must Die?
Yes.
Probably be a prequel, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Not to spoil Romeo
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Juliet, but he
The
does
sequel's
die.
called Romeo Did Die. And Juliet too.
Whoa!
Yeah. TOO.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the O's are boobs.
Yes.
You know how it goes.
Yeah.
But no, I really enjoyed it. It reminded me kind of like a show, Northern Exposure, a show I've never seen, but it's got an alien in it.
Yeah.
What about you, Mason? What do you got?
I like the show Northern Exposure.
Have you ever seen it?
Yes.
Good.
See me on Channel 10.
That was a test.
Yeah.
And I think you passed.
The main character's name was...
Derek Exposure.
That's right. And his nickname was Maximum. Derek Maximum Exposure.
Are we talking was it online presence or was he physically exposing people?
Yeah, it was the second one in a small town in rural Alaska. Yeah.
Terrific.
The
He sounds awful.
Yeah, it was really great.
Was it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll stand by that. It was great.
Okay,
yeah.
then.
Here's
What's
an email
next?
from Blake.
Yep.
Says, thanks for the cat therapy.
Happy to do it.
Long-time listener, first-time writing in. I recently adopted the stray cat that's lived outside my soon-to-be-sold childhood home.
Sick.
She's slowly taken to living indoors with me, but she tends to freak out a bit during car rides and when left alone. On a trip to the vet, I cycled through all types of music, but nothing would calm her down. I decided to listen to something for me instead, so I put you guys on, and for some reason she stopped meowing and began listening intently. I thought it was just a coincidence, but after repeat experiments, I have come to the conclusion that she finds solace in your red-hot comic book, movie, news, and banter.
We all do in a way, don't we?
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Great stuff.
Doctors recommend it. I don't know if you know that.
Along with the cocaine lozenges?
Mostly the cocaine lozenges, to be honest. Now that I think about it, maybe the stuff that he said was probably just a hallucination based on all the lozenges that I...
Interesting.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yum, yum.
Yum, yum.
Apparently you can get, like, cat music.
Cat music?
Like, they respond to a very specific frequency.
Oh.
So you would... Like, there's probably some on YouTube.
Mate, let me ask you a question. It wouldn't be the bloody musical Cats, would it be?
No.
I mean, well, it's a terrible musical.
Yeah, I think that's unrelated. Like, I think the fact that they both have cats in the name has confused you there, but I think generally it'd be unrelated, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd just swing for the fences on that one, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it didn't work there, did it?
I'll be back.
And I'll be here to shoot it down. Every time, don't you worry.
Ironhead 3. Have you got one? Sorry. Do you want to go first?
No, you go on. I've got one last one.
Cool. Ironhead 234 says, #Weekly Planet Pod. Hey, could you guys do a 2010 The A-Team movie for Caravan of Garbage? Yeah, probably.
Probably. When
they remake it as a bad TV show on FX.
You think they will? It's interesting though.
Or
like
CBS.
Sometimes, these old properties, sometimes they just, sometimes it can be a big win.
22 Jump Street.
Yeah. But not the A-Team 2010. That didn't work, did it?
It wasn't very good from memory. They did a card shuffling things with
shipping containers. Yeah.
Hated that.
When What's His Face does another movie. When District 10 comes out.
We'll do the 8. Oh, yeah, because Charlton
Copley's in it, yeah.
So whatever.
Oh,
yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Perfect
or if they do
time.
Hangover 4.
Oh, please, God.
Or
no.
if they do another Liam Neeson movie. But what are the odds they do another Liam Neeson movie?
I think he's busy making a million movies, isn't he?
That's exactly right.
Hasn't got time for another movie.
That's exactly why, yeah.
Has he got to squeeze it
right.
in?
Yeah.
To be fair,
Yes.
he hasn't dipped in Bruce Willis quality.
No,
You know what I mean?
he seems to come 100, and I don't watch that many.
No, I don't watch him any of them.
No, but
he did
doesn't
Ice
seem-
Road something recently, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he commits to every movie. So, he's out there. He's not in his own living room.
We can't argue with that.
That's right.
Yeah. You'll never find him at home.
Yeah.
What do you got next, Mason?
Okay, last email.
All
This
right.
is from P. Chavez, and it says, "My mom watches Ballers."
All right, then.
That's all it says.
What's it about, though?
It's hard to say. No one knows.
Hey, I'm Giant Vinny Drama. No, Vinny Chase. Hey, you better get a good contract. I'm going to beat you up on the rock. So
Or as I'm known on the streets, Giant Vinny Drama. I know there's not a regular size Vinny Drama, but I'm so big they call me Giant Vinny Drama.
I thought I was an agent that I help players, but maybe I don't. Maybe I just threaten them.
Maybe I'm a player who helps agents. There's no way of knowing because no one's watched the show.
Except for this guy's mum.
Yeah.
Great. Good stuff. We got one more here from Joel Ackland who says, #Weekly Planet Pod. We talked about last week how you could make He-Man and Skeletor get married with your He-Man playsets.
You could definitely make them do that. Yeah.
By the way,
Did you finish watching?
I did. Did you?
No.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Again, I maintain I watched. I enjoyed what I watched. I just ran out of time this week. But
Also, if you've heard all the hullabaloo about there's not enough He-Man in it, it seems like there's going to be a lot of He-Man in it, in the next whatever. But
Yeah.
we'll see. But no, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck people are talking about, honestly. Especially
again, as I've said, I've got the working theory. Some people cannot enjoy stuff unless they can imagine themselves as being the main character.
do you imagine yourself as the character of He-Man?
Yeah.
I imagine myself as the character Giant Vinny Drama from my favorite
Right.
show.
But again, like I said, they can imagine themselves being He-Man.
Yeah.
Or a green tiger.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. But they can't imagine them imagine a lady being the main character or
Will
something.
not.
Yeah. No, don't do it.
We will not speak of such a thing.
Imagine just enjoying a story about characters and you can't imagine yourself as the main guy in it.
Do you know what you're saying right now?
Not really. I'm just threw that out there, but I think I'm succumbing to cocaine madness.
Is that even true? Because I don't even imagine myself as anybody. And when I see a thing, I'm like, that's a different person than me.
No, it's you though.
Is that?
Yeah.
Same with video games. I'm not like, this is me.
No, it's you.
None of them are me.
Yeah, you're Luigi. You're Luigi Mario.
Ah,
The worst one.
I like him. This is from Joel Acklin, who
Or
says
Cranky Kong, if anybody.
Cranky Kong was actually the original Donkey Kong. so
Yeah,
that's-
everyone knows.
That's an incredible legacy that I'm leaving behind, is what I'm saying, Mason. I killed that plumber with a barrel. I think that's great. Anyway, Snake Mountain, Joel says.
Yes.
Snake Mountain would be better for He-Man and Skeletor's wedding because you could announce the newlyweds with the weird microphone thing. And that's true.
yeah.
If you remember original Snake Mountain, it came with an attached microphone for some reason. Why? So you can marry him.
Yeah. Or like roller disco announcements, stuff like
Okay,
that.
sure, fair enough.
Yeah.
Weird, right?
Very.
Seems expensive.
Did it do like a snake vocoder kind of
Great question.
voice alteration
There'll
thing?
be someone having a 40-minute YouTube video on it.
It's true.
You look into it.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Now, you want to see how this works? Well, first, a long unboxing and an unrelated story. Like and subscribe. I will not tell you when the demonstration starts. I will not.
I will be deleting all time codes in the comments. That's it, though, isn't it?
It's the whole show. Thank you, folks, so much for listening.
Yeah.
Thank you for subscribing to the show in your podcatcher of choice. Thank you for telling friends about it.
Yeah.
Thank you for lying to your friends to get them to listen.
You got him.
Tell them we give them a personal shout out. Say, hey, I emailed the boys over at the Weekly Planet and I said, I'm going to get Davo, you're going to get a shout out.
Davo, I know.
And actually this week, Davo, you're in luck because we're actually doing this right now. Hey, Davo, you
Congratulations.
suck.
Yeah, we hate you.
Yeah, we hate you, Davo.
And your friend hates you.
Yeah, that's why they've paid us for this.
It wasn't even that much money.
No.
We just wanted to do
We're
it.
doing it for spite, if anything.
This is a very hate-filled episode, don't you feel?
Yeah.
I think it's all those memes I read. It's
Yeah,
put me
I
in a
think so.
bad place.
Yeah.
But if you do want to reach the show, in terms of reviewing the show, you can do it in
please. Leave a nice review.
If you could. This is from DDDMMMMPPP22233. Two great mates doing a great podcast. Great podcast where a man slowly goes insane while his best friend laughs that he struggles with the occasional mention of red hot comic book movie news. Keep up the great work, boys. And this is from
Thanks, DDDDM.
MMMPPP2. You can put in any username and I'll have to read it.
That's true, yeah.
And this is from Biggest Sandwich, who said, this is a review.
Like Giant Vinny Drama. Imagine you reviewed it with the name Giant Vinny Drama. Can you imagine if somebody were to do that?
Get in quick, though, because
Yeah.
someone's going to take that.
Yeah.
This is a review from Biggest Sandwich. You all did it. Well done. 5 stars. Thank you. Any review is very helpful.
Yeah.
What else,
We're
Mason?
having fun over at that big sandwich.
We are. What do we got this week? I can't remember. I think it's a clickbait this week, isn't it?
Very nice.
I believe so. I'll have a quick look while you're doing your thing.
We love it, and one of us hates it.
Me.
Anyway, folks,
Me.
if you want to get into contact with us, you can go to weeklyplanetpod at Gmail, at Facebook, at Twitter, at Bandcamp. You can go to planetbroadcasting.com. You can sign up to a newsletter from the great Rob Collins. On Twitter, he's Raw Collins. On Twitter, he's The Weekly Planet.
He certainly is.
On Twitter, I'm Wikipedia Brown, and on Instagram, I'm Nick Maso, NICKMASEAU. James is Mr. Sunday Movies. Everywhere. If you want to support the
Yep.
show, we've got a patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. You can go there. You can chuck in a buck or, in fact, any amount you wish per month. We'd love it.
Oh, sorry. I just realised this week is actually a movie commentary, and surprise, we haven't recorded it yet.
Uh-oh.
So that will be up by the time this goes out in the regular feed.
Cool.
Mason, can you come back tomorrow so we can do a movie commentary?
Yes. Chuck in a buck. We'd love that.
Or we can switch it around. We can do We Got Discovered this
That's
week.
the movie commentary. Put a
Well, someone will be there.
Someone will definitely be there.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you chuck in any amount, that it keeps us in Red Rooster dinners before the podcast, which we treated
Oh, maybe
ourselves
that's why I'm
to.
feeling bad.
Because you ate that Red Rooster.
A bunch of red, and they delivered it weirdly, and it was
That's
cold.
right. They just delivered a handful of chicken and salad into your hands.
Really upsetting.
Pleasant.
Wasted calories, Mason.
Anyway, James, no calories are wasted calories as long as they get you really fat,
That's a good point.
right?
Yeah.
Folks, you can also go to bigsandwich.co, as we mentioned. There's
Yep.
going to be a sweet new commentary up. You're
Or
gonna
another
love it.
thing.
Or a different thing.
Yeah.
We'll find it. We'll find a commentary.
It's been locked down, so we've been kind of like, it's been a juggle of
Sure has.
recording stuff, but there will be
Yeah.
something there.
James,
Yeah. Put some stuff in the
nobody's
can.
going to get that, James, because we're the only people suffering through lockdown and having to change anything at
That's a
all.
good
Everybody
point.
else is just
Cruising.
Everyone's cruising, just skating through life. You know, they're loving it.
Well, if they think they're cruising too much, I'll tell them this: you're cruising for a bruising.
Wow, that Red Rooster really did knock you for a loop.
Yes, Mason. This is the real me, though. A man filled with Red Rooster.
It's Red Rooster and rage, filled with R&R.
Yeah, that's
when
right.
James is like, I'm going to go away for some R&R, he means he's going to eat a big Red Rooster pill,
And then come back just
drunk
things.
with anger. Let's see, folks. We got some T-shirts on tpublic.com.
We do.
You can just search for the Weekly Planet. Get whichever one takes your fancy.
Doesn't matter.
We have a grand old time
Yeah.
over there. Thank you to the Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham for all our musical themes. Next week, The Suicide Squad.
Oh my God,
a
I'm
new movie.
Very excited.
Don't tweet us any spoilers if you've seen it already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't want to know.
that's right.
But very excited. And yeah, very cool.
And then after that, something else probably.
Spider-Man on December 26th. So I brought up the release dates.
Yes.
We are literally on the IMDb list. We are last.
Wow.
Behind Argentina and Saudi Arabia.
And that's even factoring in the slight time difference, correct?
Oh my God, this is ridiculous. I'm so mad.
Yeah. Do you think we should start up a campaign?
To what? A GoFundMe? Can we just raise some money to keep?
Oh, yeah, and just keep the money and just scam people. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
Cool.
We could be like, hey, Sony, release it early in Australia, or we will destroy all those little robot dogs you released like 20 years ago. You know those robot dogs?
I think they're all at a landfill. We're going to have to dig around for them.
Dig them up and then blow them
Seems
up.
like more work for us, but all right, if that's what it takes.
But we could take some, we'd have time to take, because we've scammed all that money.
Oh, yeah.
So we could take some, like a week off or whatever.
That's a good point. It's a good point. All right, guys, thanks for listening.
The Rabdat Jam, you guys. We'll see you next week for the Suicide Squad.
Goodbye. I'll put it on mute so I can put the end sting in.
Nice.
This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
I mean, if you want. It's up to you.